The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the one, the only, Dion Green.
Baby, boys and girls, children of all ladies, I am here in front of you in HD. If I was any more clearer, your mom would be pregnant.
Dude, you sound like Biggie Langston on Twitter. He's been going after Becky Lynch's mom.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, I thought of Dion right away.
Yeah. Maybe it's like an epidemic that's spreading.
Yeah. We got to stop you, Dion. We got to stop.
Yeah.
That man chuckling in the background is the last standing Simone Big Rig Nick Utam.
Oh my God. Glad to be here. Yeah, we need to put a stop to Dion. He is the sickness and I am the cure.
And
Can't
finally,
stop. Won't stop.
You got dolphin teeth. And finally, the king of the wicker people, Kendo Slice.
If somebody's got to put Dion down, it should be one of us because it's only fair. Hashtag put Dion down.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, no.
I mean, it would be the greatest story.
No,
What Avengers like.
I got your back, dude. It's like Riggs and Merton, that shipping.
That's right.
You ain't gonna die.
You pass the test. Fuck these other motherfuckers. Vanilla habit motherfuckers.
Damn.
Diplomatic community.
It's just been revoked. So, folks, we are back with episode, what are we at, 171 tonight? God,
I think
I
so.
don't know. We're up there somewhere.
we're in the high hundreds. We're almost
56,000.
I wish 56,000 people were watching right now, dude.
That'd be awesome.
I know, dude. Could you imagine the super chats? We could buy a house in a week.
Yeah.
That's
We'd
all,
be Lear
folks.
It
jetting
would also
all
be really
over
far
the
in the
place.
future, and we might be just heads in a jar.
That's fine. All we'll need is like a TV and whatever that goo is, that liquid Richard Nixon drinks to survive the sustenance.
Oh, yeah.
And you can just use like a stick mounted on like a pole thing to like adjust the computer to make it turn on so we can still do the show.
All I'm
you
trying to be all like telepathic, telekinetic shit, you know. I
yes,
feel
that's
my
good
Windows
too.
10 PC on and it just turns on.
Yeah.
Because in the future we'll still be using Windows 10.
That's right. We need the good jars.
I know.
That's true.
We'll get them at Hobby Lobby. Buy one, get one 40% off.
Right.
It's okay, Dion. Yours has a crack in it. We'll just turn it around to the back so you can't see it.
That makes sense. Very Hobby Lobby-esque.
We get the very best futuristic tape.
Nothing but the best, Clark.
Futuristic tape. Oh, God.
So, folks, we like to start out our shows by thanking the people who go the extra mile to make World Class Bullshitters as successful as it is. So, first off, I'd like to say, Kendo, Nick, Dion, did you realize that since May has started, we're at 5,000 subscribers officially?
No, I did not know that.
In the last 9 days.
I knew it was a bunch.
Yes.
Nice.
So, welcome to all the new people, to all the people that have backed us since the beginning, like Channel Dad Brian Lape and the myriad of other people watching right now. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And last night, we had a fun little stream where we talked to our fellow collectors about their toy collections. And, you know,
nice.
it got into comics and a little bit of Star Wars and stuff like that. I mean, it's this channel. What do you expect? But it was a lot of fun. And I want to give a quick thank you to everyone that joined us. So, first off, I want to thank Salvador, Darth Tico, Etepukuyan, our friend Jonathan, our friend Ryan, our friend Eddie Cantillo, and did I miss anybody? I hope not, because I'd feel like a dick if I left one person out. I think that was everybody. So if you and Jeremy Peerboom. There we go. Boom. That's everybody.
The cool Jeremy.
The cool Jeremy.
He doesn't count. He only drove 8 hours to see you.
Yeah. And he's coming back. He wants to come up to Michigan to have Mexican food with us, Dion.
Oh, shit. Threaten me with a good time.
It was funny.
Well, I mean, we are going to be at Horror Hound in Indianapolis again, so.
Yeah, we are. We're going to be there. What is it? September 6th through the 8th?
Correct.
Uh-huh.
It's Facebook official, folks. We bought the table. We got the confirmation. We're going to be there. We're going to be partying with you guys on Saturday night into Sunday morning. We may not even show up to the show on Sunday. Who knows? But that's how World Class Bullshitters operates. This isn't Star Wars Celebration where the only thing that'll stop us from showing up messed up is a snowstorm. It doesn't snow in September in Indianapolis, so we're feeling pretty
At least we hope not.
Unless it's like a day after tomorrow scenario.
I wouldn't mind if we had a blizzard in the middle of our Indianapolis trip. We're snowed in. We got to stay at a whole week. All we got is booze and some pizza crusts.
Yeah, granola bars.
Surviving like men, like they used to.
Well, Brian Lake will be there, so he'll just be complaining the whole time.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
His back hurts. He's getting anxiety about the vanilla sticks. The whole thing.
So last week we had a whole bunch of new patrons, but guess what? This week we got a whole bunch more. So quick shout out to our friend Ryan. We'd like to also give a thank you to Chris Wicks, the dude who came from Australia.
My man, Chris. We had an in-depth conversation. Chris. That dude is fucking cool as shit.
He's awesome as shit. I love that guy.
Yeah, he joined at the highest level of Patreon. So I'm going to be sending you a t-shirt to Australia relatively soon. We also want to give a quick shout out to our friend Gallo. Also want to thank Admiral Tiberius, Temple, and who else did we have? Okay, those were them for this week, but they were all, big Patreon supporters. So as we told you guys this past week, we uploaded our James Bond ranking system. And so that is for, most of the people over there. That was almost 2 hours of Kendo and I. We ranked every Bond from number 24 to number 1. Shocking surprise. Our lists were eerily similar, like really eerily similar, but it's a lot of fun. We go into discussion on why we rank each film where we do. We don't just go 24 this, 21 that, we go into detail to give you guys a really good listening experience. I slapped a little 007 music on there. So, it's a richer listening experience, but it's a lot of fun. Tonight, you guys are going to get World Class Bullshitters After Hours, and we're going to, play it by ear to hear what we talk about. Celebrity buttholes, who knows? It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's have a hell of a podcast. You guys ready?
As far as I'm going to be there, Boss Hog.
Right. Pig's pussy lasagna?
Yeah, it can be. Pork sausage instead of beef. Whatever. I don't do animals. So, you guys want to talk about the game we're going to play tonight?
I do.
Why, of course, buddy.
So, folks, we would like you to involve yourself with tonight's game. We have, where did we find this at? This was on Facebook, and I thought this was a great concept. So, tonight's game, you're going to take a movie title, and you're going to add ing to the end of it, thus giving you a new movie title, and you're going to describe what the movie is. So, for example, the one I found was Jurassic Parking, Teaching Dinosaurs How to Drive. And that made me laugh. So I thought we would give you guys a couple throughout the night, and we'd like to hear some from you. So, Kendo, you got one you want to share before we get into the main topic?
Sure. Mine is called Footloosing, Love and Loss in the Time of Diabetes.
Yes! Nick, do you want to share one of yours?
Yes, mine's called Snatching. Unscrupulous boxing promoters, violent bookkeepers, Russian gangsters, all in a field trying to catch butterflies.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
What a plot twist.
Ooh. Mine was very simple, to the point, and really didn't need a subtitle because it explains itself. Shafting.
Parkour in an elevator.
Yeah. Tear it 30 stories. There we go. That should have been the Rock's movie Skyscraper.
Yeah, there you go. It's a lot more fun.
Got a robotic dick. These movies write themselves. The checks should write themselves. Send them to Jeff Hicks, Care World Class Bullshitters, and boys, we're buying a boat. Hey. Now, mine, it's a little weird. They're kind of dark, all of them. This one's called American History Xing, the story of a white supremacist crossing guard who has a change of heart, starring Edward Norton, rated R for retarded.
Oh, God. Oh,
I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
My other one's incredibly dark. I might not read it on air because it might really offend people. But fuck it. I'll read it later when we get into the show. So,
yeah.
Tonight, we're going to do something different. We're going to start the show off with a prayer for Dion. Dion, we're going to pray to our favorite God.
Oh, shit.
Richard
Well, he's our patron saint. This person is the God of World Class Bullshitters.
Okay.
Dear Fat Thor, may your God the earth keep us mere mortals who aspire for your body type remain safe, and may we have a great show. In the name of the All-Father, Odin. So,
in the name of Odin.
In the name of Odin. So now that we have the blessing of the Fat Norseman on our side, you want to start talking about tonight's topic, Rian Johnson, Star Wars, or the lack thereof.
Ooh.
Because our good friend, and a really good friend of the channel, Black Angus Reviews, we're going to give him a shout out because he alerted me to this. So Black Angus Reviews, guys, he is just like a breath away from 1,000 subscribers. He's like at 909. So if you're listening right now, he is part of the Fandom Menace, the Fandom Collective. He is a great dude who's pumping out content all the time. And he's so close to that 1,000 mark. So if you're out there and you could give us do us a favor and subscribe to his channel, help him out. He'll get to that. He can get monetized. He can start to make his channel grow, and it'll be better for everybody because he's an awesome guy. But he let me know that John Campea, the biggest shill in the world, I mean, shill numero uno. We talk about Kevin Smith, but John Campea, his nose is permanently brown. This dude is saying that he heard from an inside source that the Benioff and Weiss Star Wars movies are the earlier ones announced, the ones that are announced earlier this week from Disney. So, quick detour. What were your guys' thoughts when you heard that there are going to be Star Wars movies every other year for like a decade?
I said shit.
God. Well, no. I love how they're like palate cleanser is fucking Avatar. It's like, I watched a movie once in theaters in 3D, and I was just like, it was all right. It's okay. And then I remember hearing it made so much money. I was like, who the hell gave it that much money? Like, how many people did go see this and get affected by it? Like, I don't know, but I guess it's for them to legitimize like having a portion of their park dedicated to that franchise. That's why like they're like, oh, we're gonna make more movies about it, and people are gonna love it, and we're gonna sell more tickets to the parks, and it's gonna be awesome. It's like, no, you're not. It's gonna be shit.
That whole plan is avatared.
What movie is that from?
I don't know.
Because
I made it up.
There's a James Franco movie where he's like, dude, the effects are avatared or something. I'm just like,
maybe it's
actually a pretty good line.
I say Pineapple Express would have been before that.
Yeah,
I never saw Avatar, so I couldn't tell you.
It's a shit.
You're lucky. You're real lucky.
Well, I've seen Dances with Wolves, so I figured that's good enough.
Okay, all right. Imagine it's Dances with Wolves mixed with Fern Gully, but it's made in like 2000 whatever, and it's 3D, and it's 3 hours long.
In the future,
that's what it is.
Probably still better.
Instead of Native Americans, they're just blue people.
I mean,
my big thing about Avatar is it made all that money because of the 3D gimmick. It's not a story that caught on.
Right. Well, there was the greatest point I saw. I can't remember what group page it was that I'm on, but someone was, they had a great point. It was that it was the highest grossing movie of all time, but it had close to zero impact on pop culture. Like people who saw it, they remember going to the movie more than they remember anything specific about the movie. And it's just like that goes to tell you all you need to know about Avatar. Like it was a gimmick, man. That's it.
I saw it with Joel, not in theaters, mind you. This was back when we were friends when Avatar came out. Our friendship has lasted longer than the movie's success. Now, if we could only have made $2 billion by being friends, I think we'd be a lot different people.
We'd be sitting pretty nice.
It'd be weird. What would we do with $2 billion at our disposal? And like
a lot.
Jeez, what couldn't we do? That's the question.
I think I would buy up other YouTube channels just to shut them down.
Whatever it is, we probably wouldn't be doing this right now because we would be busy doing something great. Like I don't know.
I mean, this is pretty damn great. There's
Korea. I don't know.
People.
I was thinking like throwing bottles off of a tall building while getting really drunk. Great.
Was it like the Burj Khalifa? Isn't that the world's tallest building?
Yeah, let's go there and throw a TV off of it and see what happens.
Ooh, shit, I'm down with that. Yeah, I'm looking at Avatar tours on eBay, and none of them like. There's one that's $70, but even then, I don't think that's the right one. I don't know. It's just like nobody cares about them. They're all just sitting here.
Do you remember when we talked to that guy at Star Wars Celebration, our fan that was into the toy industry, and he brought up the Avatar toys failing?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't remember anybody wearing Avatar shirts. I don't remember anybody like getting into Avatar. Everybody went because it was like a 3D gimmick. It was like the thing to see. Unlike the Avengers movies where, Avengers came out, it made $1 billion, but people stuck around. It was a franchise that people got invested in. Like I said in the latest video, Avatar came and went. Superman had a 19-year gap between Superman Returns and Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. But Superman was still part of pop culture. There were 2 cartoon series. There was the Ruby Spears as well as the Superman the Animated Series that we all know and love. The ongoing comic book series, multiple video games, including Superman 64, which is garbage. But it stuck around. We always knew Superman was a part of popular culture. Avatar, man, I don't think this is a good move for Disney. I think it's very dumb.
Dude, it's gonna be they're gonna spend $1 billion doing this, and it's gonna be hilarious because if the the new 3 Star Wars movies are done by the Game of Thrones guys, and this last season is any indication of their ability, we'd be fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say the last few seasons.
Now, Dion,
Because last season, like, there's been so much shit I've heard just like on the outskirts of just on the outskirts listening in, especially the coffee cup thing. I was just like, how the fuck do you do that? This is $1 million production with quality control for all of this shit, and nobody caught a coffee cup.
Makes me glad I quit watching the show.
Bullshit. I call entire bullshit on that because there are people who watch the episodes once they're edited, once they're done, once they're colorized, and all the other shit to make sure that everything's okay. And the fact that I guess they fired that group or that part of their job, or it's like, oh, we're gonna save some money, we'll get better coffee for the crew or something. I don't fucking know. Like, it just seems like that's what happened, especially with the previous episode before that. I think was like too dark or something. You couldn't see shit. Like, I don't know. They're fucking up all over the place. So
maybe it's an Easter egg to do the big reveal that actually Westeros takes place in Seattle.
It's never sunny in Westeros.
oh my
Yeah.
God.
Now, Dion, you're still watching Game of Thrones each week, right?
Yes, sir.
How are you enjoying it?
I mean, I liked it a lot. I mean, I liked the Battle of Winterfell. The first 2 episodes and this last episode, all 3 were very, very slow. I mean, you can tell that they're, the most exciting episode was the Battle of Winterfell. Otherwise, it's just so much like plot line setting up that they're doing, and it's just a lot of talking. It's a lot of talking. Some of it's pretty interesting, yeah, but it's definitely slowed down. It has really slowed down. Hopefully, these last 2 episodes pick it up. Otherwise, it's going to be 1 really good episode and fucking 3 meh episodes.
Yeah, I know what it's like to have a show that you're invested in turn to shit in the last season, aka Dexter. But
that was more than 1 season. Come on,
that's true. It did get. Look at the first 4. Okay, the first 2 seasons were perfect. Season 3 is okay. Season 4 is perfect. Season 5, 6, 7, okay. 8, dog shit.
Yeah, I wanted to watch the show again, but then it's just like, I don't know if I can handle the last.
I tried, and then I realized how it ended, and I turned it off about 3 episodes in.
The thing I do love about Dexter, the one thing I do love absolutely about it, the show is the introduction, the little
yep.
Yeah, that's very creative and very, very fun. I love that.
I was the biggest fan of Dexter. I used to watch Burn Notice. I used to watch a lot of TV shows, late high school, early college, but they all had shitty endings, and I just was like, nope, I don't need.
Yeah, Burn Notice just ended. It's like they wanted another season and they never got it. So
I was a huge Michael Weston fan.
Yeah, I watched the show as well. That show was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why I love Miami so much, because all these shows I would watch took place in Miami. I'm like, man, it's so cool. And then you get down there, and part of it's dangerous, and then part of it is cool. So
right,
I'll take a little bit of danger to live in like a rap video with.
Definitely. Yeah. They actually Florida lost their video. What is it? Their tax credit for filming a few years ago. That's why stuff's not getting made down there as much anymore.
Yeah, who needs Florida?
Yeah, everything's getting made in Atlanta and like Louisiana now. So,
oh, by the way, this will be our last detour before I read our super chats and stuff. I was at lunch today and they had a box of Zatarans, and I got so nostalgic for New Orleans on top of seeing that photo from last night. I want to go back so bad.
It was a lot such of fun. A great place, man.
Dude, god, yeah, the place we stayed was awesome, and we could just walk to Bourbon Street and go have breakfast anywhere, and just the food was great. Everything was fun. Everything was fun as hell.
You know what I should do is I should look up that hotel that we stayed in, see if that room's available for Mardi Gras, because for next year we should make it happen.
Dude, okay. Absolutely.
Yes.
I'll use the hotel as a channel expense. We'll film stuff. You guys get to me, and we'll go for like what is Mardi Gras on a Tuesday. So I guess we would want to get there maybe the weekend before, and then leave the day after that. So like Thursday. Let's make it so.
Oh, I like it. I like this plan.
Yeah, we'll make it happen, folks. If you'd like that, press 1 in the chat. We'll live stream from New Orleans the entire a time or two. There you go.
No objections.
Yeah, not the entire time, just like a couple times.
So no, I just wanted to get the Game of Thrones thing out of the way, because I know each week new information, new rage keeps popping up about Game of Thrones.
Dude, the coffee cup thing just kept getting me. I was like, there's no way this is fucking real. And I kept looking at it, like, oh shit, this is real. And then they deleted it afterwards. I was like, how?
Yeah, I thought that was fake too. I was like, what? Nobody watched it, and someone's like, medieval coffee cup. Makes sense.
I mean,
Remember
if you're
how I
an
had to ask.
actor in that scene, how do you not notice that and say, "Wait a second, this probably shouldn't be here"?
Yeah, especially when you're filming it. Like, it's like, I guess they were on a tight schedule and like they did overnights or something, and they got tired, and somebody's just like, it's like, all right, coffee cup, whatever.
No, I would. If you're out there and you've pirated the episode, send us the HD rip of the episode clip with the coffee cup. I would just like to have that.
Yeah, same here, actually.
I just want to laugh. Like, hey, there's that Game of Thrones scene with a Starbucks cup in it. Really broke the wall of illusion. Like, Mysterio would not let, or not Mysterio, excuse me, Bruce Campbell would not let Spider-Man into that play because it'll break the illusion. But the people of Game of Thrones were just like, fuck it, whatever. It's the last season. We've all been paid anyway.
Oh, of course.
We'll go back to Rian Johnson's Star Wars in just a moment because I know Dion's got a lot to say about his favorite director, Rian.
Oh, yeah.
So our friend Dr. Coffinail says, Star Wars is dead. Star Wars is dead. What did he said? Star Wars is dead. There we go. There's my reading of it. Just like William Shatner for you, Dr. Coffinail is dead, Jim. When I heard the announcement of those 3 more movies, I face palmed, like literally face palmed.
Yeah.
Look, I love what we do here on the channel. It's the best time of my life. But I every time I go to see one of these Disney Star Wars movies, a part of me dies. Like, seriously, I'm just like, well, let's see how they ruin this character. I have all of a sudden had a new respect and love for Lando Calrissian. And Dion, I've always liked the character.
Right.
But now I'm just like, oh my God, they're going to ruin Lando.
Yeah, dude. It's not looking good, man. Just like, hey, we know exactly how to fix this. 3 more movies. It's like, wait. No. That's not what we're saying.
It's literally throwing money at a problem and not fixing the problem.
Yep. And just hope the fucking problem forgets that, hey, I'm poor and you're just outfit. No, that's not how these things work.
You got to get to the root of the problem. Kathleen Kennedy, stupid people in the story group at Lucasfilm. I'm not saying you got to let the fans make these movies, but maybe you get people that are really invested in Star Wars that have proven themselves creative people like a Timothy Zahn, or I don't know if Alan Dean Foster's still alive, but you get what I'm getting at. Authors that have written Star Wars novels, not these new ones that are dog shit like Chuck Wendig's Wibbly Wobbly, Hercule Jerkily TIE Fighter. Good classic Star Wars stories. Things that people clamor for. So it just, it irks me that we have to go through all this shit. Because last night on the collector stream, we're going on and on about how great the Star Wars collection is and this and that. But none of us mentioned how we own Rays or Jyn Ursos or anything. It's just, I saw them pennied out for 3 cents at Walmart, and I would rather light roast Tico on fire than buy it. Just stuff like that.
Oh, man.
Our friend Thunder Robots, Dion, are you sitting down?
I am.
Because this joke is a real eye roller, and I love it.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Did you hear about the wedding of the antenna and the TV? The service was okay, but the reception was fantastic.
I'm going to go in the bathroom and cut off my fucking pinky.
Brian Leif, is that you?
That's from Thunder Robots, dude. A much funnier person than Brian Leif. He's listening, by the way. Shout out to Channel Dad. We love you, man.
Yeah, just stop making dad jokes on the channel, Dad.
Logan Mike, oh my God, I want to give an apology to Logan Michael. He was on the live stream as well, and he has, Dion, this dude has a Batman collection. He has most of the Batman 89 toys. He has a Kenner Death Star. He has Castle Grayskull. He has all these NECA horror figures. I looked at that and I got a little jealous. I'm like, motherfucker, how does this thing have all this shit?
God damn.
He had a row of Bespin Luke Skywalkers, the original one from 1980. He had like a row of like 10 of them just sitting there, no big deal. Just
what the fuck? Let's go rob this motherfucker.
No, look it. All you got to do is we got to go to Texas and hang out with him at a couple toy shows, and he'll help us find all this shit.
Absolutely, and then just send us your address and what specific room, and then the direction in the room that you keep all these toys, and we'll just enjoy them, buddy.
Oh, by the way, Logan Michael, Dion, your response is accurate to what Logan Michael Super Chat says. It just says horse. What did you think of that message or that picture I sent you on Facebook with the video with the horse killing the mannequin?
Yeah, I'm gonna say nah. was my emotional response. Nah.
Oh man, it's always good to get a rise out of my best friend.
I can tell.
Admiral Tiberius says, "Good evening, gentlemen. I watched A New Hope last night. It occurred to me that Disney is literally more useless than Gold Squadron."
Yeah.
I too watched A New Hope on. Well, yesterday was Wednesday. I watched it yesterday morning when I was working on the video. still my favorite Star Wars movie. Yeah, Gold Squadron. I mean, one of them survives, I guess. That one member. The one surviving member of Gold Squadron is that the movie Rogue One. You know, there's still a good one. But you know, only Luke and Wedge get to survive, and that one dude. Han Solo came in at 0 hour and saved everybody. The Killer Critic, cool name, says Rian Johnson. Not even once. Just say no. That's a good, you know, that super chat's good to get into the Rian Johnson topic. So, excuse me, let's go back to John Campea. I'm sorry, we're not a fan of his. He's not a fan of ours. I know he knows who we are. He'll tell us he doesn't to try to act like he's superior. But we'll be passing his channel up really soon. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
And we didn't have to sell our integrity to do it.
Nope.
Or our soul, you know, whatever.
Well, we traded that a long time ago.
But
I hope you never have to sell that for this channel because I won't allow it, guys. I won't allow it.
That would be extremely lean times for the world class bullshit.
Okay, you guys are like my brothers. I would never make you pimp you guys out for anything short of like 10 grand an hour.
Okay.
Right. I appreciate that, fabulous moolah. Appreciate it.
At least there's a high dollar starting price point.
Got to keep my girls fed. That's all I can say. But back to John Campea, though. Clearly, we're not fans of his, but clearly his ass kissing does get him access to not future Star Wars content. That's Mike Zero, but he gets access to insider information. And he heard it through the grapevine that Rian Johnson's Star Wars movies haven't been mentioned. They're not really a thing that are probably going to get made. Now, John Campea says he wants them to get made. He hopes it's not true. And Disney hasn't confirmed anything. He hasn't heard for anything from Disney directly, but his insider source is telling him that there are no Rian Johnson movies. And I think if Rian Johnson's Star Wars films aren't going to get made, like we've been saying for months, it will be one of the greatest achievements, not only for the fandom menace, but all of pop culture. Rian Johnson is a blight on the Star Wars record. Like, I don't like J.J. Abrams' Star Wars movies. I don't. But the Rian Johnson one is just like cripplingly bad. I can't even look at the Last Jedi box art without getting a little queasy.
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is Rian Johnston's the goddamn hemorrhoid on the franchise. And he just keeps getting full of blood. And eventually, hopefully, that motherfucker pops and we ain't got to deal with his ass anymore. Because very clearly, and it's not just the fandom menace. I mean, clearly, in the reception of the movie, not even casual Star Wars fans, if that's what you want to call them, nobody liked this film. All the posturing, all the bullshit online, all the shill articles, no one liked it. Even, you know, outside of the critics who really, really, really want a pat in the back from Lucasfilm and Disney, you know, even so, a lot of them now are starting to kind of back away from The Last Jedi, you know, and all the doubling down, all the fucking backtrack, you know, they're painting themselves into a corner and they're finally starting to be like, oh, wow, this dude is an idiot. And to make him give us more movies would be the move of an idiot. And hopefully they don't fucking do that because he's done everything he can do to ruin the franchise. It's not even about being a fan. It's like, watch it as a film. Simply, what other blockbuster major entry in the franchise has to continue to defend itself? Not a good one.
Yeah, and
even lesser Star Trek films aren't as offensive as The Last Jedi.
I mean, the fact that he had to answer questions on Twitter for like months after the movie came out just to fill in the gaps is a telltale sign of like that's how good he is.
Maybe Ryan, you should do more than a first draft.
Yeah.
Seriously. It's embarrassing that is what passes for Disney quality, and you know a lot of the super chats are talking about Disney.
And I don't know, don't have a fucking I guess your Yo Mama joke in the beginning of the damn movie. Like that would be nice.
Yeah, like that
was such a weird thing to do. It's like I know it's Star Wars. I know you're trying to go in a different direction, but not that direction.
You know, humor is subjective. I get it, but there are just jokes that never work. Like Star Wars, the first one has a lot of great jokes that I don't think ruin the flow of the film. Like, remember when C-3PO is talking to R2-D2 and he goes, he doesn't like you? And he goes, you know, he beeps like it sounds like he doesn't. I don't like you either. And he just goes, Like that to me is a joke that works in Star Wars. Like they play it off and then they go right back into the story. This, you know, the Your Mama joke after what's his face? What's the redheaded guy's name? Is the bad guy. Hux, General Hux. He gets beat up by Snoke. That's not even like good pacing. All of a sudden he gets beat up and then he's made fun of. Like, where's the the intimidation from a villain. Is it hard to ask for a scary villain?
Yes.
Apparently it is.
Well, yeah, that's why they're bringing back Palpatine, because apparently he was the scariest one. So,
Dude, Darth
Ooh.
Vader was the scariest. When you
no,
were
I
little
agree.
kid,
I entirely agree.
the breathing was creepy. The costume was creepy. He just choked people through TV screens. Like, I got a little uncomfortable as a little kid. But
I don't call it creepy. I call that awesome. I wish I had
Isn't
those
it?
powers.
I wish I did too, Kendo. I'd be choking you every time you beep booped out.
Fuck off.
You have failed me for the last time, Kendo.
I told you that solution is about to be fixed.
I know it is.
Let's hope so. Let's hope
There's
so.
progress on the
No,
road.
what you should be doing is apologizing to Lord Vader, Jeff.
Oh.
I'll get you a shuttle ready.
Oh no, I am not fucking God, Captain Nita. I'm not going down that road. Real
He
quick,
didn't come back.
we're gonna pull a page out of Ethan's book. We got a $20 super chat from Uzi Patrol that says, "Glad you liked New Orleans. Here's some Cafe Du Monde and Muffalata money."
Ooh.
A $20
Man.
super chat. So Uzi Patrol, thank you very much. We're seriously gonna go back, guys. That's not just like a joke for the show. I really want us to just go. No WrestleMania, just hanging out at bars, having some drinks. Dion trying to get pulled into the strip clubs because of the white women. That did happen.
Beyond avoiding horses.
I love that so much.
Yeah, because we were like, we're not going to go to any strip clubs. And the guy's like, we got white women. And Dion's like, let's
Yeah,
go.
he has it. Look, he's like, you have intrigued me, sir. You know my weakness.
You had my curiosity. Now you have my attention.
It did. And then we got in there and it was terrible and we left.
Yep, we're like, never mind.
That is the smallest strip club I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god.
Didn't we leave our beer in there too? Like, we're just like, fuck out of
I
there.
mean,
No.
You didn't stop
I
giving
think
beer.
I think Dan left his beer in there.
Okay. I just remember taking one sip of a Heineken and going, I got to leave. And then I just left.
I gotta go.
I'm uncomfortable, guys. It's the first time I didn't want to be in a strip club. No, I take it back. The time with Phil, that was pretty bad too.
Oh,
In Miami, you talking about?
No, here in
Kentucky?
town, we went to Newport.
Oh, was that the
Ooh.
one I was at with you guys?
Yeah, it was the weekend of the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that was fucking embarrassing to be in there with him.
it's always embarrassing to be around him. Come on now.
Oh, goddamn.
Well, he was.
Phil, you've shown me videos of him at the bar and he gets real drunk, and I'm just like, I would punch him in the goddamn face immediately and knock him to the floor.
Yeah, he says
So he
shit. I
can
won't
shut up.
say on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, goddamn. When he's did he pay to fuck one then too, or
No, but he was trying to act like he had a big old wad of rolls in his. Well, I mean, he does, but I meant like of cash.
Damn, that's mean.
Yeah.
He was working really hard to try that, impress that mother of three working her way through college. It's like, you've got a job. You probably already technically would impress her.
He's got a good job too. Like, we can joke about him, but he's got his shit together.
I mean, apparently not all the way.
Well, there are certain things that he can't fix.
Right.
But I mean, he's got a kick-ass house. I'll give him that. It got even better. He bought well, I won't say it on air. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
It's cool. It's something we all want.
So he bought an 8K TV this time?
He actually went to the future. He called Mike Zero. He has a 27K TV.
Okay, all right.
But it works. Okay. Like you can just see like inside of a pimple on TV. It's weird.
Oh god.
I don't like it. I saw Ashley Simpson. She's actually a horse. Makimi90 again also sent in a $20 super chat that says, Ryan, the round-headed man baby, has done so much irreparable damage to Star Wars. The Last Jedi is a film that would piss me off 10 years later. Even if Star Wars ended up a better spot at the time, The Last Jedi is such a horrible scar to Star Wars.
But he's got a Saturn Award.
Yeah. He sits on it nightly.
It's as round as his head.
It's the only thing that'll spoon him at night. That's it.
Ooh.
I mean, it's funny how people want to try to tear apart the fandom medicine and say, well, you guys, it's, you're always ripping on The Last Jedi, but it damaged.
With good reason.
Look at, say what you want about the prequels. Jar Jar, Boss Nass, Whoopi Whoopi, Jango Fett, all these things in the prequels could never kill Star Wars. Corporate greed and just a terrible desire to infuse politics into Star Wars did it in 4 years. I mean, it really,
Yep.
Look, it's the most important movie franchise in terms of like modern blockbuster, what it did for marketing and merchandising and all that stuff. And it's so tied into everybody's lives. Even you, Nick, who I'd say you're probably the least Star Wars fan on the channel, you still have an attachment to the Micro Machines and all these other things.
Oh yeah, you saw me go crazy by the Micro Machines.
By the way, I saw a few more. I'm going to pick them up for you. So.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah.
My local toy guy has them, and they're way better.
Yeah, because I was big into those, man. Those playsets were awesome. I had so many of those. God.
Folks, if you want to send any of the Micro Machine sets to the PO box, those are going directly to Nick. So just
thanks. That'd be nice.
But I mean, I don't know. It hurt us to the core. You know, I don't want to say like it broke us as a fandom, because realistically, we've kind of come out on the better side. I think the Last Jedi, and as well as the Force Awakens, has made us aware of like what hype and nostalgia will get you in terms of a modern day product. You think you're going to go relive something, but then you realize, like with everything in life, you can never recapture the magic. Dion, we can sit and say, hey man, we're gonna ask the people that live at that Abbott Place apartment to let us stay there for a night. We're gonna get Jake and Tom and Nicole and everybody that was there.
Right.
But we'll never be able to recapture that magic. It's where you were in your life at that time, what you were thinking about, what you're trying to get off your chest, who you were as a person. And over time you change, and these products change, and that's fine. Stuff needs to evolve to a degree, but don't lie to us and tell us that you're giving us this again, and then basically pull the rug out from under us. It's a terrible time to be a Star Wars. Everything's that way though right now, except for Marvel. I mean, I got some controversial take on Monday for the video I'm going to make. I don't think Marvel's in as good of a place as we think it is, but I also don't think it's going to continue down the path that we're afraid it is. And it's not the identity politics that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, and that's what sucks. It's just that's the like you said, and to even go a step further, it's the fact that the issues with Star Wars are so blatantly to make money because they think Star Wars fans are idiots. I mean, it's not about trying to recapture the magic. It's not about trying to bring something that you think is important. It was clearly to make money. And I'm not saying that a business buys a franchise to not make money. I mean, obviously they spent billions of dollars buying Lucasfilm, but I mean, at least other franchises, other studios that buy up other franchises try to somewhat adhere to what the original property is. And fucking and Disney just clearly, they buy it from George Lucas, and then they put in these shitty characters just to appease fads. Not to enhance the storyline, not to bring a new mythos to the people who enjoy Star Wars, but that they were trying to con everybody. Hey, you guys are talking about female-led characters. We'll just give you a cutout cardboard one. Oh, you guys really love Star Wars. Well, remember the Death Star? It's like that, but it's bigger. It's like it was very clearly a shitty marketing ploy. And that's what, and I say it all the goddamn time. I've said it from the beginning. People subconsciously pick up on that shit. And it was just so blatant with this Star Wars. And with Rian, they bring in this fucking this ginger snap baby back bitch who really didn't do anything. You're like, hey, you're good at writing things, for political fads, right? You kind of know what the kids want, don't you? And he, and that's after going to fucking J.J. Abraham, Lost Johnson, who can barely end a movie on his fucking own outside of the first Star Trek movie, because hey, people like twists and weird shit. You know how to do that, right? Make our Star Wars movie, but bring in characters and completely ignore their origin stories from the previous franchise. You can do that. We'll have the ginger midget follow up after you, and it's just like, they thought that the fans were idiots, and that's what's so infuriating. They truly thought that we were all dummies and we were just gonna eat out the palm of their hands and say, please, can I have some more? And it's terrible. It's just a terrible move.
Please, sir. I don't want any more. I want more Broom Boy.
Oh my God, don't say that. Don't do it.
Yeah, that's the next A Star Wars story.
Jeez, man. I wouldn't be surprised.
We have a listener who calls himself Broom Boy.
Well, I mean, he probably does other things with that broom that we'll get into after hours. But that's some Norman Bates level shit.
Oh God,
he should sweep us over some super chats.
He does. He's only a kid, but he's still a big fan.
Good.
Good man. Good man. I like it. I like it. I was only calling you Norman Bates for the joke. I'm sure you're a nice lad.
The funniest thing is we had a Star Wars fan hangout last year, and this dude had been sending messages and stuff, and he comes on and he just blows everybody away. His knowledge of Star Wars was like ridiculous. I was like, all right, this kid gets his shit, knows his shit. So shout out to you if you're listening, Broom Boy. School's still in session. I'm sure we'll have a lot of the people that listen more in the summer join our live streams.
Oh, sure.
But hearing from Campia saying that this isn't going to happen, like I said, my opinion on the man hasn't changed. I still think he's detrimental to film review. You don't need to be overtly negative or overtly positive to be a good critic. I think you need to have a nice balance. That's what criticism is. But it is kind of sketchy when The Last Jedi gets, 90-something% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics, and the fans do it 45%. And that's fine if there's a schism. That's completely fine. But then the name calling and the blaming, and that's when you get the climate where Captain Marvel can happen, and when people get torn apart for bringing up Blade and the Black Panther buildup. It's like all these things happened post Last Jedi. Funnily enough, they're all Disney things too. So,
I think Disney's definitely the common denominator. One of the reasons why we were afraid of Disney buying up 20th Century Fox. But I think again, this is when I was somewhat defending Marvel, months and months and months ago. No matter what anyone believes. Again, and everyone knows this is me beating a dead horse on this. They
kind of horse will touch.
Good. That's why we're friends. They care about money, and I love making the joke on the channel, but it matters as long as the fucking check clears. And again, Marvel is not going to, hopefully not buy into that shit, because again, they like making money. And say whatever you want about Lucasfilm, but again, they want this movie to make money. And even though it's them still trying, fighting tooth and nail, not doing these John Stain movies, they want to make money off this shit. And anyone that's trying to, push this narrative that, hey, Disney does care about making content that's progressive. No, they want to make money. They want you and your kids and your stupid fucking wife or husband to go in there and pay money to the person at the desk, sit your ass in the seat, and watch their shit. That's what they want. And them not doing this would be proof, after all the shit we've been saying, I'm sure that they would flip it any way that they want. And I'm sure this fucking, that Campia guy would do the exact, and he'd kiss the ground that they walked on if they asked him to do it. But it would be an admission from them, hey, we want to make money. This is not working. And again, they'll be as quiet as they can, but again, it wasn't working. And you're hurting their fucking pocketbooks, and they will act accordingly every time.
Well, you talk about not working. I had read online that the Spider-Man Far From Home, the new trailer, outpaced the Rise of Skywalker in a day in terms of views.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you where we are pop culturally. That's not even what to say it, but it's weird too, because that we have only done one or two Star Wars videos post Celebration, and right now Star Wars is not the hot topic, but it should be, in quotations, because they're announcing these things, but really fans are burnt out. And I said this on the High Council the other night. When I hear an announcement, I always go to like a Fandango or an AMC or like a movie website that has an announcement for it, so I can see people that may just give it a thumbs up because they like going to the movies, and seeing what the comments are, because our fans are our fans. We know what they are interested in.
Oh yeah.
So we know, like, if I go to the Geeks and Gamers page, it's going to be one way. If we go to our page, it's a certain way too. So I try to go to a place that is going to have, a wider variety. And people just keep ripping on Star Wars. Star Wars is dead. I'm done. I hate the characters. Buzz, all these things. These people, it's not like it's just us, the fandom menace, trying to be negative. It's like, Disney, your greatest fear is being realized because people aren't caring. I know this movie is going to be #1 opening weekend. It's a Star Wars movie. Wasn't Solo #1 when it opened?
Yeah, for a fucking week, I think, literally just the week.
I'm saying, and it still eventually failed. And remember, The Last Jedi had, I think, one of the biggest box office drops in history, like 60-something%. It failed in China. We're always bombarded with, well, it made a $1.2 billion, but it also made $750 million less. So people aren't going back. So Disney, the apathy of the fans. Look at Sonic the Hedgehog is getting more traction than your new Star Wars trailer. Look at the trailer came and went. When they leaked the poster, now there's story leaks. No one gives a shit. It's so dangerous and it's so embarrassing that it's happened in such a short period of time.
Well, here's the thing: if they were to leak the movie for Sonic, I don't think anybody would care. Honestly, I think it wouldn't affect box office at all, really. So,
dude, if Sonic got leaked, we'd have to watch it. I have to see this movie.
We would have to do a drunk live commentary for it immediately.
I'm looking forward to seeing Detective Pikachu. I'm not going to see it.
It looks hilarious, especially with Ryan Reynolds voicing anything. I'm just like, I heard about that and I was like, it'll be okay. And then I saw it, I was just like, this is amazing.
I have a question, hard question for all you guys.
Yeah.
Who would you rather hang out with for a day, Ryan Reynolds or Paul Rudd?
Oh
shit, man!
Ryan Reynolds. I think I'd take Ryan Reynolds.
Shit.
I'm gonna take Ryan Reynolds as well. I'll go with that.
I'm gonna say Ryan Reynolds, but only because for that one day, I think it would be way more epic than it would be with a day with Paul Rudd. Although in the long run, I'd rather be Paul Rudd's friend.
I'm going with Paul Rudd. That dude just seems so cool, but also like knows all these famous people and has all these great stories. Ryan Reynolds, I love him, but he's a little cockier than Paul Rudd, and I don't really want to hang out with that.
But just think he would want to go throw down some drinks and go and pull.
No. What's going to happen is you're going to go over to Hugh Jackman's house and pull a prank. That's what's going to happen.
Okay, fuck. I pick Ryan Reynolds as well.
Because they have that rivalry going on all the time. So like something's going to go down with that.
Well, one thing I do want to bring up too, just in passing, since we're talking about X characters for a minute, Gambit officially got canceled, which no one gave a shit about.
Oh, that's a shame.
And the New Mutants got pushed back again.
That's 2020.
Well, here's the thing. Like I remember
last year, right?
Yeah, this year.
Like that. What was it? The Regal on the Regal app, they had a thing where you were going to like buy posters and things like that, and they had the New Mutant poster, and I bought it. It's sitting in my house, so I have a poster for a movie that's never going to come out.
You mean the fucking poster looked like it was an episode of a CW TV show?
Yeah. It's just like New Mutants written in like the scratchy yellow writing across like a kind of white background. That's the poster I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's never going to come out, and I'm glad I have it because it's just something that it's going to be hilarious.
So the filming took place in July of 2017.
Jesus.
And it was supposed to come out in April of 2018 initially. Then it got the poster for this year of August, and now it's coming out next April. So I knew it was supposed to have already been out like a while ago.
Well, that's fucking crazy.
I'm pretty sure.
You know, it must have looked like the goddamn Inhumans or some shit for them to push it back that much. Like for it to be, it's done filming in 2017, gets pushed a year, then pushed another year without anything dropping outside of shitty posters. It had to look like it had to be the Inhumans level bad. Like now I want to see just how bad it is. Oh my God. It's gonna be legendary how bad it was.
Well, according to Simon Kinberg, the guy who somehow gets to work on all these movies, it was supposed to have a young adult vibe, and there was potential for characters.
Yep. Knew it. Fucking knew it. God damn it. Shitty CW. Fucking called it.
It's so weird how the people that make these comic book movies, 80% of them just don't get it. You know, you got your Russo brothers too. The Russo brothers, they haven't made a bad Marvel flick. Thank you, Russo brothers. You guys did it. They could do a Star Wars flick.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I would put so much faith in them. But to your point about people not getting, it was fucking 20th Century Fox, man. You know, we jokingly said it that for some reason, you know, Deadpool was an accident. That was in spite of Fox.
Yeah.
You know, fucking, you know, Fantastic Four. All three of those shitty ass movies, you know, everything outside of Days of Future Past, and even Legion, and it's just for some reason 20th Century Fox. It was people who had heard about comic books but never read them or never they were like, you know, these look great. The colors are just amazing. Let's make a movie based on that. Well, what happened in it? Don't worry, I've read the Wikipedia page. Let's get this thing filmed.
God.
Let's go. They brought up colors, and then they put them in black leather.
Yep. Yep.
That's true.
No, I mean, I won't go as far to say like Days of Future Past is the only good X-Men flick. But I will say X3's garbage. I will say Wolverine Origins is garbage.
Yeah.
Well, we got to remember, even X-Men, like obviously, that's the late '90s, early 2000s, 20th Century Fox, and Bryan Singer, and they kind of had lighting in the bottle. But right after 2002, man, when they started pouring a bunch of money, and Bryan Singer fucking left, and it was just fucking. It was weird. And they just continued that fucking trend of this weird, Daredevil and then Elektra, where it was like, hey, remember that thing that this is based on? It's kind of like that, but just watch it. It was so fucking
Daredevil
weird.
and Elektra, they were just trying to sell you the Bennifer Part 2 relationship.
Oh yeah,
Greatest fight scene in a playground of all time.
In the rain, right? No, they're not in the rain. They make out in the rain.
Right. The fight scene was in the middle of the day. Blind dude and an athletic chick beating the shit out of a blind dude.
Wasn't Jon Favreau Happy Hogan in that movie?
He was happy. Yes, he was.
Oh shit, he was.
Yes, he
Oh my
was.
god.
Yep.
Foggy Nelson. Sorry.
He was Foggy Nelson, man.
God damn, I love Jon Favreau, but wow, he's been in a lot of stuff.
He's been in a lot of stuff. Some, not all of it great. Daredevil being one of them. Even though I love Daredevil, god damn, that movie is just not good. But again, Daredevil's a perfect example of studio interference. I mean, even the director's cut of Daredevil, which is better, I'll give it that. A lot of people online swear up and down that it's a much better movie. It is a better movie, but it still has its issues. But I mean, that's a perfect example of what 20th Century Fox was doing. I mean, once, X-Men 2 rolled out, they're like, okay, cool, we got the formula down, we'll do this. And next thing you know, it's fucking Ben Affleck, whatever his fucking name is, doing Matrix moves in a red leather suit. It was fucking strange.
Thank you for literally saying what I'm thinking. Remember how we always talk about Hollywood copying the popular trend?
Yes.
The Matrix hit in 1999. And
Jesus, man, that's still a thing today. They still do that shit today.
Well, of course, but remember, everyone in the Matrix had the black leather, the wire glue, and X-Men copied that. Look at the way Mystique moves. Look at the way the fight scenes take.
They literally have the 360 roundabout camera angle when he's fighting Sabretooth and he stabs you on the Statue of Liberty. I mean, it's the next year, but it's the same. Literally, they just do it in a reverse direction. Fucking Daredevil, he connects his grappling hook to the fucking fan, and then he's jumping off the side of the it was just weird. 20th Century Fox was just like, oh my god, and obviously, props to Warner Brothers for putting faith in two weird motherfuckers who ended up going off the deep end, but it was 20th Century Fox was just, of all the studios, they made the most bizarre fucking choices, despite having one of the greatest marketing campaigns, of the 2000s. It was fucking strange, man.
Yeah, I'm so glad we're removed from being embarrassed of comic book superhero costumes.
Yes.
Look, some of them work, some of them don't. I'm not a fan of the Amazing Spider-Man costume. I'm not really a fan of the Homecoming costume. But, I mean, Iron Man was perfectly realized on film. Captain America, Thor. I thought Thor was going to look so dumb. Even in the Avengers, when he had the arms exposed and he was fighting, I thought that would look weird. But it doesn't. They somehow figured out how to blend those two together. Now, Warner Brothers with the DC franchise is so embarrassed, so they make Superman's costume so dark blue it's black. It's not an S, it's a symbol for hope on my home planet. They did everything wrong. Warner Brothers and their DCEU is living in 1998. And thankfully, Shazam and Aquaman have kind of pulled them into the future. But I just wanted to bring up that point is I'm so grateful we're past everything trying to be like The Matrix. Look, the first movie is an awesome film. I will never shit on the first Matrix. The second two, no. But
they're oh god.
Do you guys want to do that commentary for this 20th anniversary this year?
Sure.
Yeah, I love all the Matrix movies, even though they're not great. But
yeah, because that first one, I fucking love the lobby scene with the guns and the metal detector. I love that scene so much.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so much fun.
We all
changed.
love Keanu.
And we talk about movies that change how movies are made, and The Matrix fucking did that, man. I mean, again, even though it was two crazy motherfuckers who went on to make even crazier,
Life
way
choices.
worse movies. God damn, they fucking was it Cloud Atlas was another one that they did.
Jupiter Ascending was another one. I
Oh
think
my
they did.
god, poor! I love Channing Tatum. What the fuck did you guys do to Channing Tatum? He's a descendant of dogs. What the fuck?
Don't forget Speed Racer. That was another one.
Oh shit,
Oh.
Speed Racer.
Jesus.
Oh, Christina
Dare
Ricci.
you?
Jesus.
How dare you abuse John Goodman? You sons of bitches!
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
I will
How
say
do you waste John
Randy was a
Goodman?
good choice.
No, 100%. How the fuck do you?
Yes.
Especially look at what he's done now and how good he is now. Like it's
Mhm.
insane. You had John Goodman.
10
Fuck it up.
Cloverfield Lane, bro. That's all I can say about him.
Big
Yeah.
Lebowski.
That was a good movie. He was terrifying in that movie. It's so
Red
good.
State, that was a good, but it was just weird. Like you said, I'm glad that we're past. And again, like I said, 20th Century Fox only has themselves to blame for that shit. That's the bed that they have to lay in now. But yeah, it was, yeah, it just they talk about, which is weird because you would think Disney would learn from that, right? But sure enough, no. It's like, no, let's just interfere with everything, and we'll give the people what we think they want, what we'll tell them they want. It's like, bitch, you guys aren't. This isn't Mad Men. You're not going to convince us of something, and then get us to buy it. Like you're not that smart. And again, maybe that's the bare bones of the whole thing is they're so sure that they're smarter than us. They're so sure that, hey, we know what you guys want. We know what you want to see. Trust us, and we'll do it. And sure enough, they fucking whiffed every goddamn time. It's baffling.
Well, you made a really interesting point about trying to sell us stuff because I don't think they ever understood the spirit of Star Wars. Remember, that
Right.
first movie was a mess making it. I mean, George Lucas had to check himself into a hospital with hypertension. He almost had a heart attack. I mean, the making of that movie, Fox wanted to cancel it. It was literally the little movie that could. Yeah, it had a budget behind it. It wasn't like a Halloween that was made for nothing or a Clerks that was literally made for 24 grand. Like it was, it had money. I'm not denying that. But it really was a success in spite of itself, and it overcame so many things. Delays, bad special effects work that eventually got picked up. They had to invent all of this stuff. And then it becomes this thing. And like Lucas even says in his documentary, which everybody, you got to watch Empire of Dreams. Seriously. It's the best thing ever made about Star Wars. That's not actually Star Wars. But in it, he says, I wanted to make these movies independently and fight the system. Then I became the system myself. Maybe that's another thing that's missing from Star Wars is that not only did it become the system, the biggest system ever, Disney bought it and is treating it just like every other IP. And, Star Wars, it's not that the fans are tired of it. They're just tired of it's not Star Wars anymore. It's something else. But we're told it's Star Wars. And, if you were to make them like with the Benioff and Weiss ones, if those would have come out from the gate and they're like, these are different, whatever. But you have to bastardize and ruin the original ones and tear down the fans in the process. You guys made every decision wrong. And Rian Johnson, I hope you never write another Star Wars film. I hope you never read a Star Wars comic, touch a Star Wars toy. I just hope you stay away from Twitter. Don't even say the word Star and or Wars in any kind of sense. Dude, you are the worst thing to happen to the franchise. And I hope you ride off into the sunset and never make another movie again. Bye. Leave. Retire.
Bitch.
Listen, fuck, man. I would have killed to see the wrapping of The Last Jedi, and because what was it in? But anyway, when it's George and the executive producer and all these guys, and they're watching the final cut of Phantom Menace, and you just see a lot of them just put their fucking hands in their head. That had to have been 10 times less what happened. I would have paid anything to see them look at the final product of The Last Jedi, because there's no one who has experience in making movies who watches that and it's just like, you know what, we've got ourselves a movie, guys. We fucking done it. I guess that's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
I disagree. I think a bunch of them thought that they made the greatest movie ever.
Rian Johnson being one of them.
Yeah, Rian Johnson was watching that probably fully, erect, all 3 inches worth, and just thinking, crying at the same time, just going, I made the greatest Star Wars movie ever. People are going to love me forever. It's like, no, you didn't.
They're going to remember you forever for being the fuck up. That's for sure.
Yeah, you turgid bastard.
Yeah, enjoy that being the asshole.
So, do you guys want to? Do you have anything else you want to say about Rian Johnson and the not so happening Star Wars film. Remember, we were told for months by all these dickheads, "Oh, it's happening. You guys are just full of shit."
Yep.
When is it happening? Even Rian Johnson himself on Twitter told us, "Oh, it's just a rumor, guys. It's happening."
Yeah, and then Campy comes out and says, it's the guys from Game of Thrones, which I mean, I believe that. So
look at King Phil himself can't even make up an excuse for Rian Johnson anymore.
No.
Yeah,
you can tell me what a brave, bold choice he made with The Last Jedi, but it was a bad choice at the end of the day.
That corner's getting real tight that they paint themselves into, man. I love seeing those motherfuckers squirm. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be really, really interesting what they do with their streaming service here soon.
Remember, we had heard a rumor that they're trying to buy up the rest of Hulu. So I told you guys they weren't building this thing up. Disney is a company built on let me buy your shit. Let me buy your shit.
Yeah, kind of like Facebook and Apple.
But here's the difference: when Facebook and Apple buy up other tech companies, they know how tech companies work. I understand Disney has how to make movies and stuff, but basically what they've done is they've bought other people's shit, but they didn't get the instruction guide, so they don't know how to make a Star Wars movie. They have the rights to make a Star Wars movie. They can get the superficial elements, but they don't get the spirit of it. They don't understand it. So it's like they got the directions, but they're in French, so they understand every other couple of words. They're like, okay, I kind of get it. Oh, the pictures are cool enough. I'll build this shelf from IKEA, but this, they got the shelves backwards. It's kind of wonky. It's not working. It looks like a shelf, but it's not as functional as a shelf should be. That's, to me, a property.
Well, to your point about you admitting that they can make a movie, can they? Can they? I mean, seriously. I mean, let's look. We can just look at the last 10 years. Go back to 2009. Take away Disney World. Take away re-release of shit like Lion King and all that, and look at original movies that came out in the last 10 years, and all of them that were actually successful. I mean, Tomorrowland sucked dick. John Carter broke the record for the amount of money lost in a film.
Oh shit!
We just now had A Wrinkle in Time, which was based on an existing book series. Did fucking terrible. There was what was the other kids movie that was out besides Tomorrowland? It was like 2011. Oh fuck! It was. Oh, I got it. I can't remember what that one was. But fucking what was another one? Cinderella kind of underperformed. It wasn't this giant pop cultural phenomenon that was going to happen. Maleficent comes out. It's a huge letdown. People are furious at what they did with the character. It was successful, but again, you had that same thing that you had with The Last Jedi. People were furious at what they did to Maleficent. What else did we fucking have? No, they didn't do Golden Compass.
The Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger. Holy shit.
Was a phenomenal goddamn disaster.
Listen to this. It only made $89 million domestically and $171 internationally for a total of $260 on a budget of $215, which doesn't include marketing costs.
Right.
Ouch.
Oh my God.
Ouch.
Dude, I mean, so go again.
The Prince of Persia.
Oh shit,
dude,
yeah.
The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Ouch.
Oh my God, that movie was fun. Oh yeah, and that was Nick Cage and what's his name, James Bernthal. Yeah,
Barrett Show.
Yeah. Holy shit, I forgot about that one.
Yeah. So I mean,
do they? Yeah. Do they know how to make a movie? I mean, being 100% objective, you take away all that other shit. The evidence says no. So you're talking. Well, very good point. I'm not going to take that from you. Them not getting the essence of Star Wars, but a point can be made here. Disney doesn't get the essence of making movies, period, anymore.
They really don't. And that's not, I don't think it's a hyperbolic statement. But the thing that pisses me off too is how many people blindly bought into the Fox merger because of like, hey, more Marvel with X-Men in this.
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
Like, I know you guys remember X-Men as the cartoon and I love it too, but is it really enough to sacrifice everything else in the entertainment landscape? I mean,
no, because they're gonna be turning out 4 movies a month now as opposed to 3, so it's dumb. I mean, what Aladdin is coming out this weekend, isn't it? So we'll see what happens
next weekend. I think
next weekend. Okay, so we'll see what happens with that. That's gonna be
I can't wait to not see that.
Well, and even then, Aladdin again. People when they released the goddamn stills furious about what they were doing to the genie. I mean, you look at their animated shit. You know, the Disney Channel is a joke now. Like they, you know, and then that's even before you get into the argument and the prime examples of them hiring people who were terrible for the job. They went and got what's his name from YouTube, Jake Paul, and the motherfucker is making YouTube videos, fucking being an asshole. And he gets fired after they paid him millions of fucking dollars. Then when they had Marvel, getting back to Marvel, they had the animated show and they fucking canceled it. You know, and then they put out Rebels, which again, trying to build that nostalgia. It comes out, and then after the second episode, it falls off the face of the planet. You know, all this other shit that Disney is doing. And you know, hey, you know, I'm not going to say that they shouldn't do stuff to try and make money. Hey, they're a business. They got a bottom line. They got to stay in the black. I get it. I love being black every day. But they do not know how to make original shit anymore. And like you said, it's not us being hyperbolic. Everything that they've done originally has been bad or terrible or underwhelming. Best case. And that's for you to be able to purchase Star Wars for billions of dollars, and the best you can do in the last 10 years is letdowns. That's crazy talk. That if we were to say that in 2007, people would be like, "Yeah, you guys know what the fuck you're talking about." And then you sit back and look at it from 2019. That's exactly what has happened, and they've done this with megastars and, you know, the supposed best of the, you know, animators, fucking sound effect guys, you know, the legacy of the acquisitions, and they can't make a good original movie. You had fucking Oprah, for Christ's sakes, and couldn't get that shit to work. People make jokes about her being Oprah, and you fucked that up. That's insane.
Oh God, yeah, you had her behind it, and just still fucked up. I mean, what are you doing, Disney? What are you doing?
Yeah, and she looks like she looks like one of those weird cosplayers for fucking Peter Pan or something. It's like makeup and shit on her face, and Mindy Kaling's randomly standing there, and you know Chris. Yeah, Reese. God damn, what the fuck? You had the new Captain Kirk, and he's looking confused in every scene. Like that shit is insane. Taylor Kitsch, he made millions of teenage girls' panties wet for no reason at all, and he couldn't even star in your movie. That's fucking crazy. I mean, these jokes write themselves, man. It's a weird time to be, you know, and then hey, I mean, when Disney was good, you know, when you know the Little Mermaid and Lion King, and you know when animated Disney was the bomb, that didn't really pick up until they almost went out of business.
Yeah.
So it's like Disney can't do anything unless their back's against the wall and there's a motherfucker with a ski mask pointing a shotgun in their face saying, "Make me a good fucking movie right now. I'm gonna fucking kill you." And then finally they get their shit together and make a good franchise. And it's just like, how do you survive as a business? And it's strange, man. Like when you look back at it from 2019, it's like, imagine doing that at your job. You'd get fired. That's fucking crazy. Crazy.
Well, like I tell you all the time, dude, the 80s, I'll say it for me, the 80s, the best decade for popular culture was when Disney was at its weakest. Now that Disney has all the power, entertainment sucks.
Yeah, I mean, even now, if you look at Disney, there's also a news article floating around where like they're not paying their female, they're not paying the women who work, you know, in the office and things like that fairly.
Now, after starting that shit, which is crazy.
Yeah, like I keep seeing that article. I'm just like, that's fucking hilarious.
That's the most hypocritical bullshit ever.
Yeah, it's like yeah, and like, well, these are all the people who made like the Disney princess a thing. And all these girls want to be Disney princess, and that's, you know, that's a thing as well. So
here's a serious question: why isn't Brie Larson fighting for those women?
Exactly.
Look at Brie. I know you're out there. You want to talk shit about these white guys that review a movie that I didn't, you know, think was bad.
Oh God, the thing I love watching the most is the stuff where they give her shit. I remember I watched one little segment where it's Don Cheadle asking, like, somebody asked him a question. It's like, oh, where did Captain Marvel get her powers? He's like, oh, crap, and moves on. I'm just like, fuck, they really don't like her. They really just despise her. Like, she thinks she's all badass and things like that because she's done like a 1.5 movies. So
she hasn't really done anything to endear herself to anybody.
No.
Well, there's the, you know, and there's obviously the You know what? It's funny. I went to make a point and one just jumped in my head.
Make that one instead.
God, it's gonna be funny. I can't wait to tell you guys. Everyone knows someone growing up, someone that can't help themselves but be a fucking asshole. Whether it was someone you went to high school with, middle school with, someone that you work with, there's always someone who, despite your best or even the world around them, its best efforts to give them a branch to move on and do something good, they fuck it up. And the funniest thing was when she made that comment, about not being Tom Cruise, wanting to be the first Brie Larson or whatever. And she's like, well, I wanted to do my own stunts. And I just thought that's what people did. And then all those fucking pictures came out of her stunt double.
Yeah.
Standing next to her. And it's like you can't even lie correctly. For Disney, like Disney would want you to lie. And you're so stupid you can't even fuck up in the right way. And it's funny because like she says it and you see Chris Hemsworth's face, and for the while I thought he was just like laughing in her face, but he probably was sitting there just like, bitch, I had lunch with your stunt double yesterday.
She's training my wife right now.
Yeah, she's Brie Larson is so oblivious to everything around her that outside of the internet showing pictures, hey, this is your stunt double, because we know that we don't work in movies by and large, but we at least know that movie studios have fucking stunt doubles. And this dummy is so stupid she can't even lie during the press junket with two other super famous motherfuckers sitting there. How stupid do you think she is? Very stupid would be my reply. Incredibly fucking stupid. And it's amazing. It's so like just that look on his face is just like, really? And then all those fucking pictures came out. I'm just like, she might be retarded. Like, I'm not even trying to be mean.
God.
God, you have so unaware of the universe around her. Like, that's a power.
It's like she's the freshman and these are all seniors. Like, you recognize where you are, recognize who you're amongst, and recognize how hard they've worked and what all the shit they've done for the past 11 fucking years.
Yeah,
you have done 1.5 movies. Calm the fuck down.
You don't have to when everyone tells you how great you are and you're the best thing out there.
God.
She shouldn't have thought.
I was gonna say she doesn't have to worry about the universe around her because it revolves around her and her head.
I mean, she saw her face in a few Facebook ads and she was convinced that she was going to be the pallbearer of the future, and everyone's just like, no, bitch, your stunt double is. Calm down.
She thought she was a bigger star than King Kong, but
That's right.
Exactly. You don't see your ass in the trailers.
Oh. Okay, so our listeners have been very patient. Admiral Tiberius says, I keep having financial issues. I support Patreon as I can. That's why I keep signing up and backing off. Sorry to keep you. Sorry, y'all keep announcing me. Well, Admiral Tiberius, you never need to apologize or explain anything. We just appreciate that you do what you can do for the channel, and we're always totally grateful, dude. So, we wish you the best of luck, and we always want to tell you thank you.
Yeah, man, we know. Hard times come and go, man. That's the way it is.
Alpha Terranima says, searching, religiously rewatching Searching. Now, the next one from Dustin Rogers I came up with, but I didn't use it on my list. So this was one I came up with. But this is Dustin's, not mine. Fight clubbing, where you teach MMA fighters just dance out their problems.
Oh, nice.
I'm sorry. What's our next one for everybody?
Okay. Gold fingering. It's a porn parody, but everyone's dressed like C-3PO.
God damn it, that was mine. That was mine. Seriously.
That's the one when we were talking about. I was like, there could be one crossover one because of the popularity of certain movies with each other.
Too good.
What's yours?
Well, mine, it was, again, very simple, self-explanatory, but alas, awesome. I'm going to get you sucking, fighting in the dark time in history.
I don't think of fighting when I think of that, but okay.
Fighting something.
Ken or Nick, sorry, I can't even think straight right now.
Mine is half baking.
Ooh.
Dave Chappelle and Jim Brewer started a YouTube channel. where they put weed in everything.
So
even in the fucking wine they used to bake the pasta with that already has weed in it.
That's good. That's pretty good.
Here's my shitty one: The Dark Knighting, the epic tale of knighting of Idris Elba. Because why not?
I had something similar to that. It didn't make my list.
Well, the final one I really think I'm going to read on After Hours, not to try to sell you guys on whatever, but I really don't want to say it on YouTube because it's fucked up.
Oh, now I can't wait.
I came up with it at lunch, and I kept laughing so hard to myself. I was like, how am I going to write this one out? I can't believe it only takes an ing to make this movie, this important historical movie, into something that's a joke. By the way, we had a new patron join named Dan M. So, Dan, thank you very much. We appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Dan.
House of M. God bless you.
Thunder Robots has another joke. What do you do with an elephant with 3 balls?
Oh, shit.
Walk him and pitch to the
walk
draft.
him and to the Ryan.
Oh,
God damn it, Kendo.
there you go.
He's watched Hot Part.
Beep boop.
Beep boop in silence, motherfucker.
Oh, dude, we got to make one of those memes.
Hot Shot Part 2.
There you go again. God damn it, man.
Dion.
Works so well all night.
God damn it. I'm trying to hear what he's trying to say to me, Kendo. Just hold on.
All I was going to say is I want somebody out there in the fandom menace to make us a meme that's a picture of Kendo, and it says literally nobody, and then it's just a picture of Kendo going, beep boop, please, make me that. Please. Send it to us on Twitter. You're the official listener of the week.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, my
Just remember,
God.
it's got a shelf life.
Sure thing, buddy.
I had no clue what you just said. Logan Michael, the anti-Funko Pop, says Halloween Resurrectioning, a transgender-looking killer haunts MTV's The Real World cast.
Oh shit! I'd watch that. I'd watch that.
You know, heartbeat. Thunder Robots is back that says Dick Tracy-ing. Enough said. Jeez. Now, our friend Alpha Terranema has a serious super chat. I think, well, not like super and boring, but it's a straight up one that says, I always thought Avatar was more of an Atlantis in space than Fern Gully or Pocahontas. Even a bunch of the characters and their roles were the same.
I think that's fair. That's fair. I think the only real difference is, like, you know, you had Atlantis where it was like, oh, you know, we found these artifacts, and they kind of pointed to a lost city, and then, you know, Avatar was more like futuristic. You know, we're gonna go to the future. Get this, hey, this thing called unobtainium. It's not a pun, but it's just the name of the metal. Don't look too hard into it. And we're gonna cut down the trees. You know, so it was a little bit. I think it was a little bit more heavy-handed towards Fern Gully.
They were just a bunch of tall Smurfs.
Papa Smurf said I had to be put inside of Sigourney Weaver.
Papa Smurf also has a song. Well, we'll just look that up online.
Oh god.
Let's
Come
see.
and suck that.
Yeah, you know it's up.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest song ever.
It really is.
We'll talk. That'll be our opener for After Hours.
Deal.
Sam Owen says Avatar is just Pocahontas. Red Letter Media teared it apart. Dude, Red Letter Media has been putting out some really good stuff as of late. I don't know why I was ever kind of off the Red Letter Media train outside of their bullshit Last Jedi review.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've slowly seen a couple there, like the I do remember their Avatar op-ed, so to speak. But yeah, when they started fucking, you know, trying to be coy and shit and talking shit about people, well, people just don't like this about Star Wars, and this people, it's like, shut the fuck up, Red Letter Media, suck dick.
The Girls Watching 001 says Pulp Fictioning. Quentin Tarantino just makes orange juice.
Wait, not gourmet coffee?
No.
And he just calls the juice of the N-word the entire time.
That I could see happening.
Also, I just had a mental image of that.
I did too.
His wife comes in, he starts yelling, "Yeah, juicer!"
And it's even funnier because now he looks so shitty. He looks like old Quentin Tarantino. And I just imagine him like turning, and is like, he turns so fast that part of his forehead doesn't turn right away. So it's like a wave. It's like, shut up, you're done juicing.
Oh my god. He's a person.
He is, but some of his movies are just so goddamn good. But he's that other dude that you would go out with, and eventually you'd be like, I'm gonna hit you. Shut up, Quentin.
Well, no. You would party with him on a night, and it would be one of those things like either you kill him because he's being so annoying, or you're scared for your life because he has you in a situation where like you might die. Like it's gonna be one of those
Right.
things.
Yeah, he's
The last performer. Because we're going to be awed by his celebrity and his pictures of Uma Thurman's feet. And you're hanging off the balcony upside down like Vanilla Ice and Suge Knight. So,
Jeez.
Suge Knight.
now, hold on. Ghost Legend 001 had a second part to a super chat. It says, also, did you guys know that Endgame is number 5 on the IMDb top 250 movies of all time, right under The Godfather Part 2? Holy shit.
Wow.
Damn.
I'm going to look up the other IMDb 250 because I believe you. I'm not that Thunder or the Ghost Legend. Sorry, that's not like I'm not believing you. I want to know what's number 1. It used to be like the Shawshank Redemption.
Damn, they got it under.
It's probably Citizen
Godfather
Kane or
Part 2?
something.
Yeah, that's probably Citizen Kane.
Okay,
But-
I guess the Avengers must have dropped off because right now IMDb has Shawshank Redemption, Godfather, then Part 2. Then The Dark Knight is number 4.
Ew.
What?
Avengers Endgame has fallen since you sent that super chat. It's now at number 12.
Wow.
Don't get me wrong, I love The Dark Knight. You know how much I love The Dark Knight, but it is not the 4th best movie of all time.
No. We have 12 Angry Men, Schindler's List, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, Pulp Fiction, Good, Bad, the Ugly, Fight Club, Fellowship of the Ring, and then Avengers Endgame. Dude,
Yeah, Endgame's definitely better than the fucking Lord of the Ring movies.
Empire Strikes Back is number 14.
It used to be a lot higher.
Yeah, Star Wars is number 23.
That used to be a
Ooh.
lot higher.
Yeah, Psycho's number 33, American History X, not Xing, crossing. Dude, Terminator 2 is number 4. Back to the Future, number 42.
That's
funny.
bullshit. That is
funny.
bullshit.
Yeah. I remember, folks, IMDb is based off fan rating.
Yeah.
It's also owned by Amazon.
And I like Amazon.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's why you always get ads. You're like, hey, if you really like this movie, you should watch it on Amazon Prime.
Into the Spider-Verse is ranked number 53 of all time.
Boo.
Wow. Fucking wow.
Django Unchained is number 62 greatest movie. What the?
Really? Django was good, but not that good.
No.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
That's bullshit.
Wait, hold on. What now?
It's
2001: Space Odyssey is ranked number 86.
Bullshit, man. What the? This list is fucked.
Dude, they put films like Braveheart, Das Boot, Coco from Disney.
Oh,
American
go fuck
Beauty,
yourself.
Dark Knight Rises.
Ah.
Boy. Princess Mononoke. Those are all considered better than I'm not a Stanley Kubrick mark. I like The Shining. I really like what was the other one?
Full Metal Jacket.
I like Full Metal Jacket. I'm not a 2001 Space Odyssey guy, but I recognize that it's regarded as this,
Yeah, I mean, I watched it once. I'm glad I did, but man, I had to fast forward during those slow parts, or else it would take too fucking long.
Love that. I fucking love that movie. There's no way it's the 85th best movie of all time. There's no fucking way. There's no way that Coco. There's just no. You couldn't convince me with a. I would take a bullet to the. I'd be like, listen, fucking Coco is nothing. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. That old lady can die as many times as she can fucking die.
But
Fuck.
Dion, it's Disney.
There you go. There you go.
Cesario Japan, thank you very much. Disney just seems to waste money as of late. Tanking Star Wars, pissing $400 million in the failure that is Vice Media, and now this. Money sinks, anyone?
I mean,
What's the deal with Vice Media? I knew they were owned by Disney, but I thought they were doing well.
As far as I know, they are, because I know that they now have their own channel and get a bunch of cool little documentary and cool little cooking shows and shit like that with lesser known celebrities and.
Oh shit! Here we
Hmm.
go. I don't know if we trust Vox, but it says Disney put more than $400 million. Wow, that's nothing. $400 million into Vice Media. Now it says that investment is worthless.
Oof.
Wow.
Story. Investors say the overvalued a high-flying digital publisher. Can Disney value us at $1 billion? Buy us out. And we'll start a secondary channel.
Yes,
Right.
do that shit right now.
Intergalactic class bullshitters.
Oh my god. We
$1 billion bullshitters.
Okay, we just build a studio down here and start making shit immediately.
You know what we'd do too? We would invest a good chunk to make money off of the interest, but we would, instead of taking super chats, we would give out a small amount of money each week on the show. It's like,
It's McMahon style, baby.
Yeah, here's a $500 gift card.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Grand Inquisitor would get like, $2,300 or something, It's like every week's a tax return, folks. No, this is a thing. I'm gonna look into this.
I did not know they're doing that bad. Holy shit.
I want to look into this because I keep making these Disney videos. They really don't get the traction, but I feel they're very important. So I guess, Disney has made bad decisions. I'm interested to see. I know they're riding high on Avengers. I can't ever deny that. And I know their other movies make money, but I feel like they're a couple steps away from like overextending their power and fucking up. And I'm not saying Disney's going anywhere ever. I'm not saying that, but we could see another embarrassment like a John Carter or just another big loss for them
Dude,
financially.
I would love to see a handful of those in a row. That'd be hilarious.
I would love for the government to also come in and break them up.
Oh, that'd be even better.
On top of all that,
they're talking about doing that with tech companies now.
I heard.
Yeah, so it would be even better if. Well, I doubt. I mean, it would be nice if they did, but I doubt it because I'm sure Disney's like bankrolling the government as well, and they're not gonna touch that.
No, we don't rip on Disney because we think it's the cool thing to do. They just really do suck. Like, not necessarily just only creatively, but the things they do are very they hurt you guys in the long run. I think they rob a lot of people of unique movie-going experiences. The Disney brand isn't something I want to give to my kids in the future. I'm going to go out of my way not to give them Disney shit.
Or if you ever wanted to, you just buy the movies outright and keep them. Don't have to get the service or any bullshit like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think 1080p is going to be that bad of a resolution to watch in 20 years.
No.
Not like a videotape where it's always been fuzzy and shitty.
That's true.
Let's see. Uzi Patrol, we're going to read yours again. Thank you very much. Glad you like NOLA. Here's some Cafe Du Monde and Muffaletta money. Well, we love New Orleans. Seriously.
I do.
It's so much fun.
If we could go back without the wrestling thing and kind of just like explore the city and have a good time, I'm down with that.
If Disney gave us $1 billion, we would just build the headquarters down there.
Mm-hmm. Crossbreed Azure says Sonic had more views in 1 week than Star Wars did in 3. I'd love for y'all to come down to New Orleans on Fat Tuesday to hang out.
Shit.
Crossbreed Azure, we need to make it happen.
That's gonna be one of those "one of us ain't coming back" type stories.
We'll take Dan or Brian Lake or somebody.
Yeah.
Sacrifice him up to the New Orleans gods.
Dude, we'll do a voodoo ritual, live and let die style.
Oh
Hell
shit.
yeah.
Yeah. 6 of us are going on a mission. 4 of us ain't coming back.
Whose funeral is it? Yours.
God, I love that movie.
I do
So
too.
good.
Oh man, that is such a great Bond flick.
It's so much fun. It is ridiculous. It's so much fun.
Grand Inquisitor says Burn Notice was just a rehash of the A-Team. Changed my mind. 5 people trying to clear their names and helping the underdogs. I liked them both.
Yeah.
Burn noticing the story of fire prevention in Smokey Bear.
And then that crying Indian from the old commercials comes out at the end.
Oh my god.
It's not actually an Indian.
I heard. I remember hearing that he wasn't really an Indian.
Wasn't he Italian or something?
Yeah.
They talk
It was
about
like Chief J Strongbow.
but Ed Wahoo McDaniels was a Native American.
Yes.
As well as Tatanka.
Yes, but not Chief J.
Well, don't tell. Look at kayfabe, brother.
Right.
The Grand Inquisitor. I love the A-Team. I kind of want to get the A-Team van and a Mr.
Yeah,
T.
I'm looking at it right now. Iron Eyes Cody. Iron Eyes Cody was an Italian American actor. He portrayed a Native American in Hollywood films.
God
I'm looking at it
damn.
right now.
Nobody would allow that today.
No.
I'm just saying. His name was Iron Eyes Cody. Iron eyes like you have. Like you see through Cody. That was his fucking name.
You don't see through iron eyes. It's like cement shoes. You're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's gold. That's fucking gold.
King of Sharks has a question. If Ruin Johnson makes another Star Wars movie, would the suicide rate double?
It's not worth killing yourself over, please.
Nah.
Oh,
Ryan Johnson is not worth your own life.
Listen. If by happenstance the 3 movies that come out are his, you know what to do. Just don't give it your money. You know,
Yes.
simple as that.
we'll go and we'll review them and tell you every detail, so you don't have to watch it.
Yes.
Mhm.
That round-headed, dehydrated brain of his is not worth it.
He's got one giant raisin for a head. McKinney90 will read yours again. Thank you very much. Ryan, the round-headed man baby, has done so much irreparable damage to Star Wars. The Last Jedi is a film that would still piss me off 10 years later. Even if Star Wars ends up in a better spot at the time, The Last Jedi is such a horrible scar to Star Wars. We agreed with you 20 minutes ago. We agree with you still.
Yes.
Darth Tika says, "Sup, gentlemen, what did I miss?" Well, Darth Tika,
Everything.
everything. It's okay. We actually have another Star Wars topic to cover, so don't worry. You actually didn't miss the best part of the show because you just keep on rolling, man. Michael Montgomery says, Rian Johnson trilogy canceled according to Campia. Well, Campia hasn't outright said that he's heard anything from Disney, but his source is saying that it's the Benioff and Weiss Star Wars films that are coming out in the future. And like I said earlier, I don't think 1 year off between each film is enough.
No, it devalues it.
Well,
especially when you get fucking Avatar in the middle of that. Like, I'm not, and it's gonna be like it's gonna start from part 2, so they're probably gonna do a re-release of part 1 at some point to get hype for part 2. And it's going to be really funny because nobody's going to care, and then part 2 is going to come out, and nobody's going to care either, and then it's just it's going to be funny.
But at least
very, very
with
funny.
that release schedule, I know one movie each year I'm not going to watch.
Yeah. By the way, Chris Wick sent in one of those ING movie titles. It's probably the best one ever.
Oh,
We'll get to it in a moment. I can't wait to read it. It's that good.
shit!
I gotta scroll up so I don't keep looking at it because I'm gonna keep chuckling. Let's see. Sean E says, Rian Johnson getting a trilogy was always a publicity stunt to help the opening of The Last Jedi. I never believed it was happening. Thoughts? I agree 100% with you, Sean E.
Yeah,
seriously, I've been saying that the whole time. I never thought that was going to happen.
No.
I would not be surprised. Again, I if that were the case, I wouldn't be surprised. I literally think it was the backlash and seeing the Phantom Menace and all the points stack up for them to be like, yeah, sorry, little Ryan, we can't do this, buddy.
You're a liability.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what they said, man. They said it's a no for us, dog.
Dan Rage 47 says Rian Johnson in Star Wars is like EA and Charity or Brie Larson in Being Sane. Doesn't bloody happen.
It's a very fair statement.
Klaus Stork, welcome back, man. Billy Zane canceled his appearance at a Comic Palooza. Just like in Titanic, he's afraid of a little bit of flooding.
Oof.
I think it's just after having met us and hugging Dion, he just can't. He knows he's never going to be able to top that. So why even try?
Yep, that song "Nothing Compares to You" was written for you, Dion, about your turkey hug.
Oh
Right.
God! Well, we have a new outfit for Dion for Sunday of Horror Hound in Indianapolis. So it's going to happen again, people. It's going to happen again.
When we get the Star Wars celebration next year, we'll have a new suit for Dion every day of the week.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. Dion, don't worry. The one I bought you, you'll genuinely like.
Okay, I believe in you.
Trust me, you've wanted to dress up like this before.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's seriously, I would wear it if I could fit into it. It's that cool. It's not a joke. The other guys know what it is.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Am I trolling them, guys?
No.
This is a legit one, Dion. I love to troll you and fuck with you, but this is a time where you'll go, oh shit, I actually like this one, and you'll walk.
Yeah,
around
we actually threw you a bone on this one when we could have totally just fucked you over.
That's true.
Oh God, yeah.
Very, very true.
You guys have never done that before.
Exactly. So that's why you should be like, oh wow, maybe they didn't do it this time.
Let's see. The Pork Chop Express says, future Star Wars? Nope. Avatar? Never liked it. Marvel films after Endgame? Nope. Bond? Nope. Great. I have to resort to Gilmore Girls fan fiction.
Also, great name. Great name.
I know. I love, dude. Big Trouble Little China. Is that 85?
I want to say it's 85. I want to.
We just need to do a
I
commentary.
think it's 86.
Okay. I don't want to wait for an anniversary of a 5 or 0. I want to just watch it now. Love it.
I mean, we can. There's nothing that's stopping us.
Let's
Maybe
see.
the fact that I don't know.
Yep, 86.
Is it the second best movie of 1986?
Oh.
I mean, I'd say Aliens is better, but
And Top Gun.
Oh, dude, there's don't get started in the 80s because there are so many good movies.
We should do
Sure.
a retrospective.
we will. A retro pack 'em. That's what I said.
I was going to say the same damn thing. God damn it!
That's for an audience of one. One Nick Utam, the big rig,
Oh
if you will.
shit!
Here we go. Are you guys ready for Chris Wicks, who just won the ING game?
Oh God, yes.
Oh, hit it.
Above the rimming.
Yep.
I don't know what that's about.
Oh God!
It just says above the rimming. I don't care what it's about.
A man and his trouble with doing rim jobs, and he thinks he doesn't want to do them anymore or something. I don't know.
Above the rimming, the Eric Lauterbach story.
There you go. There you go.
No, he's
The
never
Eric
gonna be above
Lauterbach
rimming
documentary.
anything.
Oh my God. 007 Cloud says Game of Thrones creators blaming fans for the fuck ups.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, what?
because the fans are the ones that put fucking Starbucks cups on the table.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
the fans are the ones who made the episode too dark, so we couldn't see shit.
yeah, the fans are the ones that built up a character for 8 years and totally iced him out of nowhere. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
fair.
that's our fault. Oh, we're bad. We're sorry, man. Sorry about that. Our fault.
Yeah, I hate when they try to pass off the blame to fans. It's not the fans' fault. Seriously, we don't make the stuff, but we get yelled at when it's bad.
Oh yeah. And how dare we criticize it?
Yeah. If this episode doesn't get 20,000 views, it's the fans' fault.
Well, I mean, no. Okay, I'm not going to do it. Please watch it. Makini90, thank you very, very much. The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones are bad, but it didn't do as much damage as The Last Jedi, and it was made up for with the EU, Revenge of the Sith, and the Clone Wars. Yeah. All those things you just said, Revenge of the Sith, Clone Wars. I mean, look, I've read a few EU things. I'm not an expert. I'm not going to lie to you guys and act like I'm really, a big EU guy. I like it. I just don't know a lot about it. But Revenge of the Sith did end Star Wars on a high note, and the Clone Wars was a great show. I would watch that whole series again if it was on Netflix still, but it's not. You guys liked all those things, right? It's Revenge.
Oh, hell yeah.
Of course. I mean, it's weird, Dion. For as much as our friendship is built around Star Wars, we've never watched the Clone Wars together.
Really? That's holy
really
shit. You're right.
that.
You're right. We haven't, man.
We were busy watching Hercules: The Legendary Journeys and drinking shitty El Toro Loco tequila in Hawaiian.
That's right. Yeah.
God, we need some proper tequila.
Don Julio.
Yeah, where's Riggs? Where's Tim Riggs?
Yeah. I'll take a bottle of El Jimador Silver, please.
That stuff is dangerously good. It is. Oh man.
Yeah, it's not expensive.
Look at folks. Nick has convention shot glasses for us that he takes everywhere. He bought them. He takes them home. He brings them back every time we have our own colored skulls.
Yep. Does he wash them? Doesn't matter. The alcohol will kill the germs.
Wash them
with his balls.
Oh.
No, because I actually like you guys. All right, I washed them properly.
That takes cupping the balls to a whole new level.
Dio Brando says they've announced we're getting an R-rated Blade.
Okay.
Like another movie or a show?
I was just saying, wasn't Blade already R-rated?
Very.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure Blade is R-rated already. So.
Well, I think Dio Brando means they're making another one.
Oh.
But is Wesley Snipes in it, or is he gonna? I don't know.
Yeah, of course, that's how he's paying off part of his tax penalty.
That was Expendables 3, sir.
Make check payable to the IRS, not to Wesley.
That movie is terrible. I love the Expendables 1 and 2. 3 was the one where I was just like, no.
It wasn't great, but Mel Gibson was still Mel Gibson in that shit, which I loved.
I do love Mel Gibson. Scott Eckert says, hooking, Tinkerbell's story of life on the streets of Neverland.
Oh, that'd be funny.
I would watch that movie, Scott, in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Bikini90 also says, no, Dion, Oprah looked like Maya Angelou mixed with a Super Saiyan.
Oh, damn.
Oof.
That was some high heat.
It was a good burn, though. Sick burn.
Yeah.
Miguel Olmos asks, not Olmos, not Edward James Olmos, OLMO. Have you guys heard the Russo brothers are working on the TV show based on a comic called Deadly Class? It's about assassins. Looks interesting.
Yeah,
I think
saw an article on that the other day. Yeah, it was.
Deadly Class.
They didn't release a still, but maybe it was just like some concept art or some shit. But yeah, I remember reading that a couple days ago.
Isn't that on
I read the
Sci-Fi? Or am I
comic
thinking of
book.
something else? Deadly
think it's
Class.
something else.
Deadly Class is on Sci-Fi Channel. It's a show on there right now. Yep, based on a graphic novel, the same name.
I just see a picture of a girl giving the finger.
Yep, yeah, it's
My
It's on the
turn.
right now.
It's got Wong from Infinity
Yes, it
War.
does. Yes, it does.
Does he have a tuna melt?
No, there's a cup of coffee in his hand.
No.
No.
I would check that out though. Who else is in it? Nobody famous.
Also,
Brandon
the
Bogler.
show Happy on there is fucking hilarious. I love that show.
I do. We were watching that in New York, Dion.
Yes, yeah, the one with Elliot Stabler.
You
From
were.
Law and Order.
We were kind of into that.
Dude,
It was
that
actually
guy
pretty
is
good.
amazing.
Yep.
Dude,
He was great in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Yes, he was. That was his finest hour.
he was also in Harold and Kumar Go to Guantanamo Bay.
Oh, he came back. Freak Show.
Yeah. Well, he was the KKK Grand Wizard.
Oh.
That's who he was.
Oh, okay.
Christopher Maloney's the man.
Christopher Maloney, dude. He's a gem, man. I fucking love him. Ever since Wet Hot American Summer, like he's funny as shit, dude.
Is he a cook?
Yep.
Yeah, he's a cook. He always says like inappropriate shit all the time.
Yeah.
Now, you know what we're going to do? We're going to start talking about Star Wars again. I know, controversial
Ugh.
on this channel, but there's a little video that's no longer little. In one day, I believe it reached over 2 million views. Where's the view count at? Yes. So in one day, this video called Star Wars SC-38 Reimagined came out one day ago, and it has 2,024,831 views. This thing is catching on like wildfire. For those who don't know, it is a reimagining of the final moments on the Death Star, where Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader have a lightsaber duel. And using modern technology, computers, this person has basically extended and changed the lightsaber duel of Star Wars A New Hope, which a lot of people consider the worst lightsaber duel, and they also consider it a bad part of a great movie. So this is out. It's catching on like wow. Hold on, my
Vroom,
There must be a truck parking outside of his place or something.
Yep, because he immediately muted that shit.
yeah. I hate the hillbillies live in my goddamn neighborhood. Like, get a car that has a muffler that stays on. Seriously. Anyway,
He said muff.
I am Muff Daddy. So this Star Wars SC-38 reimagined is catching on, and people are going crazy for it. And a lot of people wanted us to talk about it. So tonight we are going to talk about it. So Dion,
Yes.
you and I have said that our friendship is built on wrestling, Star Wars, comic books, and our love of drinking. What do you think of this?
Twofold. First fold, I again that lightsaber battle between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader is not very good, but it has a certain charm, especially with it. It's definitely the one part of that movie that is truly the most time capsule of it. It's definitely a product of its time, especially seeing as how fucking Alec Guinness was goddamn 60-something years old when he did it. So I do love it because it's so campy and so 1976, but. I will admit, I actually did like this a lot. I liked it a lot. In a bubble, in a vacuum, on its own. I wouldn't add it to the movie, but I did, and there were a lot of parts that didn't make any sense story-wise. But yeah, I did like it a lot to actually see, old man Obi-Wan twirling a lightsaber and actually see them kind of using other force powers besides whispering in Luke's ear after he gets fucking disappeared. But yeah, I did. I will admit, dude, I did like it a lot. I liked it a lot.
Nick.
Yeah, I liked it a lot as well. Same way Dion did. It's it's in a bubble of what it is, and it being a VFX test, and some people having some fun, and trying to hone their skills and everything in that kind of world, but. It is a lot of fun. I do enjoy aspects of it, but I understand that the original movie is the original movie, and I love that movie a lot, and this will never change that, and this will never be part of it, and that's how I feel about it. But yeah, I mean, it's very entertaining. I will watch it probably a couple times, as well. But yeah, it is what it is. It's just somebody having some fun, testing out some VFX stuff, seeing what they can do, and just having a good time and posting on the internet, and that's it.
Kendo?
In terms of somebody that sat down and created, made it, and put some effort and work into it, yeah, it looked fine. In terms of how it would fit in the Star Wars movie as compared to the original scene, I did not like it.
Okay, well, I guess I'll be the one to elaborate on that sentiment because I feel the same way. Yes, it is impressive technically. It looks cool, but it does not fit in with Star Wars. It does not fit in with the tone of the film. It does not fit in with the tone of what Star Wars, the original trilogy, is. All credit to the people that made it. You did a fine job for what this is. Hats off to you. All the applause in the world.
Mhm.
But it's something that people will clamor for to be introduced into Star Wars officially. I hate it.
Yeah.
This does not fit with the movie. It does not fit thematically. It doesn't even fit with the editing style. This SFX test, special effects test, it cut out a lot of what works with Star Wars. First off, I don't like when people make these fan edits of Star Wars, not because I think George Lucas is this all high mighty filmmaker, but because you people always put prequel era music into these things. That never fits. The tension between the lightsaber duel was perfect. They altered the dialogue for no reason. I mean, one of the most iconic lines in the movie is, "I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan. The circle is now complete." Or, "We meet again at last. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. Only a master of evil, Darth." And they just start fighting. You should have not have come back. And all this stuff, it builds, it works. It tells you enough of the story. This tries to overlay prequel era stuff and new force effects and shit that didn't exist back then, and all these other elements of Star Wars that are introduced later into the story, and I just don't think it works. As a YouTube video, and like you guys keep saying, in a vacuum, it's cool, it's great. But you cut out one of the best jokes. Like, I'm arguing this from the point of never make a cut of Star Wars with this in it, because you'll ruin Star Wars. You're taking out like some of the great jokes about between Han and Leia. When came in that thing, "You're braver than I thought. Nice, let's go." Han literally reacts to the lightsaber duel and he goes, "Nice, let's go." Okay. One of the biggest complaints I have, they changed the sound effects to Star Wars. Like, they changed the laser blast shots. What's the purpose? It's not like the Star Wars movies had bad laser effects or uninspired sound effects. Like, to me, the people that build this up and praise it are the same people who shit on George Lucas for the special edition changes, which I don't make excuses for the most part. I do have problems with them, but it's like you're making Star Wars not Star Wars anymore. Like, there are so many things that they added, and this is the icing on the cake for me. They couldn't leave out the goddamn Imperial March. Like, I get it. You think the Imperial March is cool in Darth Vader's theme. It is cool. It's great in The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi and all the subsequent films when they try to allude to it. Not that first Star Wars movie. I hate when people try to revise that one Star Wars movie and constantly make it to be something it's not. Like I said, it looks cool. The guy did a good job, but I don't, I hope no one tries to make a cut of this and try to sell me on it's better than the original lightsaber duel. I disagree all day, every day.
Oh yeah. As soon as they showed Vader coming around the corner and he force pulled his own lightsaber off his belt, I was like, I'm out. I know where this is going.
Yep.
And then the whole you'll never understand the true power of the Force. Well, for starters, he will, because he's Obi-Wan, the greatest Jedi masters of all time. And he starts fucking throwing the barrels and shit at him. Oh, okay. He did that in Empire to illustrate a point to Luke, not because that's a tactic he has to use to win a lightsaber duel. Then the part where he fucking hurls his lightsaber like a spear through into the wall trying to get him. I'm like, what is this shit?
Exactly.
Fuck on. You're creating effects and drama for effects and drama's sake. I mean, yes, you're doing a good job. This looks cool for what you're doing, but now you're just mentally masturbating over this thing, thinking about how much better can I make it? And you're doing a disservice to it. And just then when they were force pushing each other, it's like, dude, they are at the top, highest echelon of the force pushing force abilities. They're not gonna be able to force push each other. Stop it.
I always liked the idea that Vader, I mean, obviously Obi-Wan is distracting Vader so they can get off the Death Star. I get that. Yeah. But I always like the idea that he's like he's decent enough still that he can, hang with Darth Vader for a minute. But Luke is such a novice in the next one that, basically it neuters Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to look at, if you're out there and you enjoy this, Go watch it 100 times. Have fun. We support this guy and all that he does, and I hope he gets, 1 million YouTube subscribers in the morning. Like, it's cool, great work, and I'm happy that you guys enjoy it. But I'm with you, Kendo. Like, all the things they do, this is why I get mad with a lot of people that try to, like, make Star Wars fan films and stuff like that. Very rarely do you get people that understand, like, what the movies are trying to do or what they're about. It's like you just look at the flash and the pizzazz, and that's all you buy into. You don't buy into the other parts of the stories. Like, to me, when you do like fan work and it's just a lightsaber duel, it's like, okay, I get it. You like lightsabers. I do too. But Star Wars Star Wars isn't built on just lightsaber duels. Fuck. The best ones have 1 or 2 lightsaber duels in them. No, 1. I don't consider Luke Skywalker fighting off the people on Jabba's sail barge a lightsaber duel.
Right.
No.
Right.
They all end with a lightsaber duel. It's about the emotional payoff. That's what, this is like when people bitch about the prequels. Like, oh, they're all pizzazz and flash. They have no meaning. They have no depth. Okay, that's cool.
And then they go and they make that.
Yeah. So I people wanted to hear us talk about it. We're talking about it. All the best of luck to the guys that made it, and everyone out there that enjoys it. Go watch it for yourself and let me know down in the comments section. If you're, if you feel like me, let me know. If you think it's the coolest thing ever, let me know. I will, cool. We can agree to disagree. So we're about split officially on the channel. Nick and Nick and Dion like it. Kendo and I do not.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Cool.
Yeah.
And, like I said, I don't have anything else to say. I just wanted to address it for everyone out there. More power to you for enjoying it.
Yeah.
So, let's see. American Trent 007 says, "Hey Ryan, do you like Huey Lewis in the News?" I listened to that song today, by the way. Trent. Damn good song. Let's see. Zaire says, "So, have you heard of Pro Jared?" Yes, I have heard of Pro Jared, and I heard about the Quarterings video. I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I will eventually, because the Quartering always does the best drama videos on the internet. I love to watch those. Have you guys heard of Pro Jared?
No.
Not until earlier today.
Oh, you too watched the Quartering.
I do.
He was cool. I've only talked to him a few times, but he's always been nice to me.
Yeah, he said nice things about us, and so I've got nothing bad to say about him.
Yeah, I'm glad all of his troubles are over with the punching situation. He can move on now.
Yeah.
Demogeni says, "My cousin Jaleesa Graham has a GoFundMe to purchase a prosthetic arm. Check out her channel for the details. Thanks. I have a vid on the Star Wars Avatar news." So, folks, that is on the Demogeni channel. And for those out there that are listening and don't know how to spell it, it's spelled Demajini, Demogeni. And he went all the way from New Jersey to Chicago to come meet us at the Star Wars Fandom Menace celebration. So check it out. It's a noble thing to help out with.
Mm-hmm.
Demogeni, shoot us a link on Twitter, and we'll have Nick tweet it out over social media and stuff for you too, so people can find out how to help. 007 Cloud says, "Young adult equals shite." Nutty Professor 2 reference. Excuse me. Sorry. When my throat gets dry, I want to cough. I'm like, not over a cold yet, that I somehow caught at celebration. So you can tell when it gets late into the night, and I'm just like, oh, I can't breathe. Sorry, there it goes again. I can joke, but now it's happening. Dustin Rogers says, "I don't care what anyone says. The Men Who Stare at Goats is number 1 in my heart."
That was an all right movie.
I saw it in theaters on a date in college.
Oh, I remember that one. That one was pretty weird, but it was fun though.
That was right after Burn After Reading. That wasn't the Coen Brothers though, right? It was just kind of styled like a Coen Brothers film.
I think so.
I think so, maybe. Burn After Reading. I like that. That was a good one.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
We need to we'll do a review for that on the channel. We don't really do a lot of comedy reviews or commentaries, but I feel like this movie's interesting enough to talk about it.
Yeah.
But I want to go back and watch The Men Who Stare at Goats. It's been
a
decade.
Yeah, it has been a decade. Oh, it came out in 2009.
God, what a dude! I can't believe the last decade of my life, dude. Like my 20s were nothing. It felt like it's just like boom, it's over.
Yeah, that happens.
Well, my 30s have started off awesome, so I can't complain about anything.
Yeah.
Mexi Man and Cheese, what's up? Tim Pool is a great source for info on Vice. I do subscribe to Tim Pool's channel. I got some advice from him once, so there we go. Etepwakuians, the place to be review says, all hail WCBS, President Muff Daddy. Hashtag no horseplay. Mexi Man and Cheese also said, Pro Jared has more fans than the Avatar franchise. Oh, I got to watch that Pro Jared video. I feel like I'm missing out on the drama.
Oh, jeez.
From what I understand, that number is going down substantially every hour.
Well, we'll talk about that off air. Or no, we'll talk about that on After Hours. How's that? You can fill in the listeners. That'll be our After Hours topic for a few minutes. So, folks, you want to hear some spicy takes on I mean, we're not going to have to eat a Tums to start off with, but, you know, I did eat a piece of jalapeno cornbread today, so this can trump that.
Jalapenos.
Jalapenos peppers. McKinney90 also says, besides, we already have bad fan edit of a new... Excuse me. Besides, we already have a bad fan... I can't say bad fan edit, excuse me. We already have a bad fan edit of A New Hope. It's called Galaxy of Adventures.
It's called The Force Awakens.
Yeah, that's the one I'll say. I keep reiterating my point because people on the internet like to misconstrue our words quite frequently here on YouTube. The person who made this did a good job. It looks fun. Yeah. It's cool. I just don't like it in the context of the actual film. To me, maybe I'm too close to the source. Star Wars is a very important movie to me. I wouldn't change it. I have issues with the Jabba the Hutt scene, and that's the official release. So believe me, I do love Star Wars, but just certain hallmarks of Star Wars don't exist in the first film. That's like trying to infuse Yoda and the Emperor into A New Hope. Just because they're in the other 5 movies doesn't mean A New Hope is a lesser film because those 2 characters don't appear in the films. It means that they weren't created yet, and people need to understand what Star Wars was between 77 and 80, and then from 80 through 83. They're completely different things. And, like I said, that's how I feel personally. Let's see. 007 Cloud also says Spider-Verse is I guess it means to say ass. Hashtag asterisk. I know Hillary tried to get me to go see it, Dion. Did you eventually go see it with her?
I did not. She took D2 and Devin to go see it. I'm probably going to watch it. I was not in a hurry to watch it. All the fanfare for it. I was like, I might watch this shit later. But I keep hearing from other people it's actually pretty good, so I'll probably check it out eventually. Rent it on YouTube or something.
Now, what were your thoughts on that new Spider-Man trailer this week? Because, Dion, we haven't had a chance to talk, any of us really, about the multiverse stuff in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, God.
Well, I guess I got another 2-pronged answer here. First, I'm not going to freak out initially, because, knowing who knows where Marvel's going to go, this could be, another marketing ploy or part of the plot where it's Mysterio lying, who knows, right? So I'm at least going to wait until the movie comes out. That being said, I did not like it, dude. Again, this obsession with keeping Spider-Man in high school. Every time they reference it, it pisses me off. So there's that. I'm already grumpy about that shit. Then, for them to the whole plot thing with, and I'm not even going to call her that, but, Zendaya figuring out that he's Spider-Man. I hate that. The annoying character, trying to make the annoying character smart. I fucking hate that. And again, as much as I enjoyed seeing, Fury in it and seeing Samuel Jackson say "bitch," listen, I love that. That was the only good part of that. But I don't want to see fucking Mysterio from the future. I don't want to see them go on a goddamn high school field trip. I don't want to see he's all of a sudden in love with Zendaya. And I fucking am sick of this goddamn, this need for Marvel to keep throwing downfield passes to the next phase. Like fucking now multiverse. Now you're gonna throw out the word multiverse just to see how many people get their buttholes puckered up. I'm not into it right now. The trailer pissed me off more than anything else.
Kendo,
what
were your thoughts of the Spider-Man trailer?
The newest one, I haven't watched it.
Nick?
No, the one from last year.
Well, there was one that they put out a while back.
Yeah, I've said it before and said it again. I'm over with the stuff. I don't care. Spider-Man didn't care for it because to me whenever the new one came out from Marvel, it was already saturated with other Spider-Man. So I didn't care for it at all. The multiverse thing, it's like, go fuck yourself. Like this is your like your fourth phase. Like, oh, we have multiverse because the other guys might show up, in different time, different roles and stuff like that. And we might get different people doing different things. It's like, no, you've blown your wad already. Now clean it up.
Yes.
Go home.
Get the paper towels.
I'm partially with you, Dion, and I'm partially interested. I like the idea. Okay, so I actually saw a clip on Facebook. I think it was a bootleg clip, but it was from the movie, and it wasn't the trailer. It was an extended clip between Mysterio and Spider-Man. So to see the trailer on its own, I don't like Zendaya. I don't like the world that Peter Parker inhabits. Tom Holland's interactions with Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, I thought that was pretty cool. The Nick Fury bitch part was pretty funny too. But in the little clip I saw, it's the extended scene of them talking, and I think Maria Hill was back, and all these other people were there in the Shield headquarters, and I liked that enough. My concern is they're going to try to make Spider-Man Iron Man, and I'm okay if in the real world they make Spider-Man the face of the MCU moving forward because the Captain Marvel experiment is over. But in terms of like trying to make the kid Spider-Man be this symbol for all these people, I don't like it because they never got the foundation proper for Spider-Man. It went from I'm Tony Stark found me on YouTube to then in his own solo movie there's Tony Stark. Like, where's Uncle Ben? Trying to turn Tony Stark into the reason that Spider-Man annoys the piss out of me because here's the thing. Peter Parker was directly or indirectly, he was pretty much responsible for Uncle Ben's death. And we'll just use like the comic or whatever, the movie, whatever you want to say. By letting the guy go at the wrestling hall, the burglar escaped and killed Uncle Ben. Therefore, Peter feels the immense guilt to go out and fight crime as Spider-Man. And there's the dual identity aspect and all these beautiful things, these dramatic elements that these Spider-Man movies intentionally cut out so they don't seem like the other movies, because you can dislike the Sam Raimi movies all you want, but they got Spider-Man, that duality down. In this movie, they're trying to build it up as now Spider-Man's going to feel guilty or miss Tony Stark and feel inspired to go out and fight. But it's like, Tony Stark died a hero doing his own thing. Spider-Man's not responsible. So Spider-Man's motivation is non-existent in this. And I just don't like how we're going to be stuck now. Like you said, he's going to always be in high school. This is 5 years in the future. He's still like 15 or 16. So, why couldn't Zendaya and Flash Thompson have grown up and fucked off? Why couldn't they be 21 years old? Why couldn't they have survived the snap? Like, it's so convenient that all the main characters all got snapped away. I just hate how that works. But
and just like Zendaya's character and all the commercials, even for the first one, has just been like insufferable. It's just like, we don't like you. You're a shit character. Nope. Fuck off.
Can anyone explain to me how they like Zendaya more than Kirsten Dunst's Mary Jane?
Oh, because she's new and she's hip, and hey, we like changing characters for the sake of changing characters to look like we care about changing characters. So just by default, she's better than Kirsten Dunst, even though Kirsten Dunst actually looked like the fucking character that we fucking know and love, not some random Disney Channel reject who can't really sing that well and clearly isn't likable in real life, worse so than she is in this fucking movie. But no, yeah, I'm sure that they have a legitimate reason. And that's the other thing too. I said this when I watched Homecoming. There are certain aspects of child characters that are not going to resonate with the audience. And again, like I said, I'm never going to. They want to make money, and Spider-Man for them at this point, if I don't know why, but is a gateway into the young adult teenager market. That's who they think is going to make them spend the money. I get the business aspect of it. But again, the good thing about Peter Parker being an adult in the first Sam Raimi movie was there are life experiences that you have as an adult that help you in certain situations. In that case, when he was fighting a fucking psychopath, a fucking teenager would not be able to handle that. No matter what movie you're trying to portray, it helped that he had been to college, his uncle had died, so the guilt, like you said, not only makes him become Spider-Man, but it's that extra push when he's getting his ass beat, he's getting his head stuffed in, when his girlfriend's the love of his life's about to be thrown off of a fucking building. A fucking child doesn't have the emotional capacity to handle that. So what makes me pissed off in in Far From Home, again, God damn it, it's 5 years in the future, just making him a fucking adult. But he's in high school, so he just wants to hang out with his friends. He even says in the fucking trailer, "I'm putting my friends in danger." An adult would be like, "Hey, listen, that speech that Fear is giving him that resonates with an adult who's been through shit. With a teenager, it's just bouncing off his fucking head because he wants to fuck. He doesn't care about I'm gonna stand up and fight and Thor's off world and Captain Butchcut is off." Marching with the Skrulls or whatever. Like that, a kid doesn't give a shit about any of that. And I can't sit in a movie and watch someone who just learned not to come in their pants is gonna fight a giant monster and rise to the occasion. He's a fucking kid, and I hate that. I fucking hate it.
I'm with you, man. The emotional capacity thing is definitely something that I think Disney overlooks in the quest to be different and the quest to hope to convince you that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire never happened. But I mean, we miss out on a lot of powerful moments. Look at the scene where he's under the rubble is cool. And the scene where Michael Keaton's great in that movie, Homecoming. I like Michael Keaton's a great actor. Mm-hmm. I have only seen a few movies where I'm not into it, and usually it's not even Michael Keaton that's the problem. Like, he's great as Batman. I loved him in this movie called The Founder. I like Birdman. All these movies he's in. I think Michael Keaton is just like, I won't call him an underrated actor because he's had a lot of success. I can't take that away. I just feel like he took that break, and that's fine. You lived your life, you did whatever. But him able to come back and be in a Spider-Man movie and then take all these huge roles and almost win an Oscar shows how great he is. Like, that doesn't make Homecoming as great as people want it to, make it out to be. Like, it's Michael Keaton. He's going to do a great job. You put him in a shit movie, and he'll still do a great job himself. He can elevate it. But go ahead.
And I think that that rebel scene in Homecoming is a perfect example because that finally fit the movie. You have a kid who's fighting this very intelligent, powerful bad guy, and he's under the rubble and he's panicking and he reacts. The rest of the movie, annoying kids and field trips and all this other dumb shit. But he reacted to being covered in fucking rubble like a child would. He starts fucking panicking, and eventually, he starts screaming for help like a fucking little boy would. And then he finally kind of like takes a deep breath, and then he finally fights his way out of it. Like that was one of the few scenes in Homecoming that fit what they were doing with the character. And again, I'm not gonna. They may pull it off in Far From Home, and I hope they do. But I can't. That would be like watching the movie Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but instead of it being Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's fucking Corey Haim or some shit. Like, you don't like this. This situation doesn't fit the character they're trying to sell you, and that's what I hate about constantly the need to. Well, we want young adults to buy the movie and spend money. Let's put them in high school, and it's like that doesn't fit. That doesn't fit. It just doesn't work.
No, and two, so he's this kid, and he's got the protection of being a kid. He's not really in that much danger outside of the suit. Right. He has no responsibilities, like in his own personal life. It's like, your responsibility is to go to school and be a good student. They took away, like, well, you got to help your aunt who could always, anytime lose her house. The first episode of the Spider-Man cartoon actually has a really great dilemma moment where Peter Parker gets a picture of the lizard in the very first episode. It's like $1,000 if you can get a picture of this lizard, down in the sewers. So he goes down to Spider-Man and he gets it. He goes, I'm going to buy myself a brand new motorcycle, this, that, and the other. And then he goes home and he realizes Aunt May's broke and barely hanging on. He gives her the money and it just ends. Like, again, we talked about earlier where these people don't read comic books. They don't know it. It's like the little bitty moments that could really make this so much better. You guys throw out for a joke. Like the scene where she opens the door and sees him and goes, what the fuck? And then it ends like before she says anything. Like, seriously, they sacrifice so much for stupid humor.
Yeah.
I remember you leave those old Spider-Man movies, and I'm taking 3 out of this, but when you left 1 and 2, you left inspired. Like the speech at the end of the first one where he's like, this is my gift, this is my curse, who am I? I'm Spider-Man. And he sits in the city and he lands on the flag and jumps off. You're like, oh my God, bring it on for the next one. And then again, he he saves Mary Jane, he gives it all away, she goes to get married, and you see him sit in that room and he's all alone. And it's like, well, shit, I'm this great hero, but my personal life is garbage. And then, she's the one that makes the sacrifice, leaves John Jameson, comes to him, and then he goes off to swing. But again, you get that discorded note or whatever, where it zooms in on her face after he swings away off into adventure. And she's like, oh, this is my life, this lonely life because of Spider-Man. All the elements of the character that they had are gone for a fucking joke. And it pisses me off, dude.
It drives me crazy. I mean, and we talk about it, multiple times over multiple beers, especially back in college. Was everyone loves the quips and shit of Spider-Man, but so many instances, especially in the comic book and even in the Raimi movies, it wasn't that. The jokes weren't the defining trait of the character. There are a lot of times where Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Spider-Man as a person, as a man, had to get really fucking serious. I mean, so many great covers of Spider-Man aren't him flopping and grabbing a guy and saying something quippy. It's him fucking in a serious situation and underneath rubble. The fucking, the ceiling's coming in and water's coming in. And then it says Aunt May's been captured and he has to, it's him in the middle of a fight. The joke thing is not his define. He's not fucking Deadpool.
Thank you.
And I hate this need to make him the quippy Deadpool like character. It's like that's not why people love Spider-Man. Not because he's cracking jokes. Because one of my it's a weird thing. But right after Civil War, he's still wearing the black suit. And everyone's getting Spider-Man powers randomly. And one kid, he beats one kid's ass. And the kid's like, well, I almost had you. He goes, no. He goes, I'd let you punch me so you wouldn't break your wrists. This is not a game. I'm risking my life out here every day. And the kid doesn't say anything. And he takes him to jail. Like, there are serious moments for the character that, again, show his maturity. And this, like you said, they sacrifice that for stupid jokes and needing to have Disney characters in the goddamn movie. And like you said, I hate it, dude. Pisses me off too.
Yeah, we got a super chat from Heroic Avenger I want to read, but I got to get to the other ones first. So Logan Michael, the anti-Funko Pop, says, God damn it, I hate Funko Pops. Logan Michael, we all do that. Let's see. Demogenai says, thanks, guys. People, I can't even name an Avatar character. There was Sigourney Weaver and Jake Sully.
Yep. Or as we like to know him, Sam Worthington.
Whatever happened to that guy's career, dude?
Jesus.
Like, we brought up Taylor Kitsch earlier. He is gone.
Yep.
Just like you said, Sam Worthington. Remember when people were
Sam Worthington was hot for like a minute, and then that's it.
I don't even think I know who that is.
Terminator Salvation, Clash of the Titans.
Terminator Salvation. What?
Jesus.
The dude who the white dude who yells in every movie.
Well,
that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate.
Would you guys like to hear about something funny? How we're talking about actors that no longer matter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I found this article online. It says Marvel rolls dice, casts no names for Thor. Despite rumors that everyone from Shia LaBeouf to Josh Hartnett is being cast in Kenneth Branagh's version of Thor, two virtually unknowns will instead be handed the keys to the Marvel franchise. Australian actor Chris Hemsworth, whom you might recall from the opening scene of Star Trek, will play the Norse superhero, and Tom Hiddleston has been cast as his nemesis Loki. Hope they follow the J.J. Abrams route and put the money they saved casting straight into special effects. Isn't that weird?
That's so crazy.
We're sitting here talking about big actors in quotations that have gone away and how these guys are nobody 10 years ago, and now they're some of the biggest names on the planet.
Do you remember how pissed the internet was when everyone found out that Triple H had auditioned for it and then he didn't get it?
Oh, yeah, I remember that shit.
And then 10 years later, Chris Hemsworth might be one of the most perfect castings in the whole franchise. Him and Tom. God damn, dude, it's crazy what happens when you fucking give a shit and make a movie. Next thing you know, you create a goddamn superstar who's going to be in a shitty Men in Black sequel.
Mm-hmm. I cannot wait to not see that movie.
International.
I hate Tessa Thompson. You know what? That's the perfect segue for a moment. One of our listeners, hold on, I'll give him a shout out because he actually posted this. I took a screenshot earlier. Where is it at? This is actually relevant to our discussion of the MCU. Where are we at? It was about Lady Sif from Thor and how. Where the fuck did it go?
How it sucked that she just randomly disappeared.
Here we go, right here. So this is from our friend Ryan in the Facebook chat. Folks, if you ever post something great and we talk about it on the show, we'll give you a shout out. So this is Ryan. These are Ryan's words. He says, anyone else bothered by how Disney just started pretending that Lady Sif doesn't exist anymore? Jamie Alexander was unavailable for Ragnarok due to her schedule, so I guess they decided to just erase her from existence rather than let her back in later for Endgame/Infinity War. But now that they have their diversity hire, Tessa Thompson, why bother? Thompson has been shoehorned in and replaced her completely. Plot be damned. Jamie Alexander got a raw deal.
I mean, you're not wrong, man. It sucks that she wasn't.
You
Ragnarok.
mean that they did wrong to a woman? Are you kidding me? Come on, have you seen Captain Marvel?
Yeah. It came out during International Women's Month, bro.
Yeah.
Also, Sam Worthington is tied up doing Avatar 2 and 3.
That's a shame.
Finally,
You
got a
mean
job.
More movies I won't see.
Fucking F in the chat, sir. God damn, with the burn to Sam Worthington.
Also, it seems like he's gone to court and been arrested a couple times. So, you know.
Oh,
These things
God.
happen. Yeah.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, Rick James knew firsthand.
Mhm.
I gotta go outside. Let's see. TLJ Screwjob says, so in the Game of Thrones debate, Jer asked Rags what he and Mahler thought about Homecoming, and they legitimately like its world debate when? Well, TLJ Screwjob, when I had Mahler on last year, he and I discussed Spider-Man, how he liked Homecoming and I prefer Spider-Man 2. And one of our debate topic points was he's debating that it's an MCU creation of Spider-Man, and I'm arguing that it's not really Spider-Man as a character. Mahler's going to come on the channel. I'm going to have Mahler and Robot Head on, and we're going to discuss Endgame. I got to talk to Robot Head. It's been a minute, but he was a great dude. He's a guest I definitely want to have back on, and Mahler is always a lot of fun. Here's the difference between me and a lot of other people in general. I like to debate when other people have differing opinions and really get down to the nitty gritty. Dion and I are best friends. We've had 1,000,001 debates where we're on opposing sides, and it doesn't matter. To argue, like I had a teacher in college, her name was Chris Gallion. She taught us that debate or arguing is not necessarily a bad thing. It has a negative connotation. So we can sit and argue over differences and stuff. I'd love to have a debate with those two guys about Spider-Man Homecoming's world building. I'm all about it. Look at patrons. I'll tell you this now. I'm working on a solo one man. Obviously, that's what solo means. A mini Spider-Man podcast that's going to come out. Trying to do it weekly. I got to sit down and figure it out. But I really want to talk about Spider-Man. And I thought, instead of just talking about it with my friends, why not put it up, record it, and put it out there and give you guys something to talk about? We can have some Spider-Man discussion. It's the perfect time. We're building towards this movie that's coming out. The game was the best PS4 game I ever played. Spider-Man is in a pretty cool place outside of that crappy cartoon. Like I told you guys on the Endgame review, the only moment I got legitimately excited for is when Spider-Man popped out of that thing and that portal from Doctor Strange. But the second he took off his mask, it kind of went away because I looked at that mask. I was like, yes, there's my favorite superhero. And then it came off and it was Tom Holland. I went, oh, whatever. But that's neither here nor there, folks. I just wanted to tell you that that's something I'm playing around with. But I will, I'll talk to those guys. I love Mahler. I think Mahler is a great YouTuber. I watch his stuff. I always tell people, I don't have time for a lot of YouTube. I make time for Mahler shit. So that's the highest compliment I can give him. Like his content is always worth stopping what I'm doing or working around watching 4 hours of Star Wars videos. To me, it's really good stuff. 007 Cloud says, teaming, enough said.
I mean,
does Liam Neeson and Rampage Jackson team up on Bradley Cooper?
Apparently.
Charlton Copley help him out?
I hope so.
He's holding the camera.
Yeah.
Salvador says, at work, so I can't stick around. Just wanted to drop in and say thanks for having me on last night. Had a blast and looking forward to doing it again. Salvador, thank you very much, dude. I appreciate everything you send us to the P.O. Box. As always, I tell you, my Frank Reynolds bobblehead is sitting right here. You guys, I had a great time with all you guys last night. It was so much fun. It went for 5 hours, and not once did I look at my clock and go, oh, this is boring. I mean, it was we had great chemistry, and Salvador, there definitely is going to be another one. And, one of these times, I just want to have you on the channel. Just, we'll have a chat or live chat and have some fun, man. So when you get some off time, you give me a heads up. I will write it into the official World Class Bullshitters planner, and we'll make it happen. Heroic Avenger 96. Now, here's the one I wanted to talk about. Jeff, how do you feel when they made Flint Marko had accidentally killed Uncle Ben? I feel that was a betrayal of the mythos honored in the first two films. Heroic Avenger, I feel the same way. I hate that scene. Like, I always say Spider-Man 3 is 50% decent. I won't say it's great. There are moments of greatness in that movie, but overall, I say it's a bad film and I dislike it. The Uncle Ben death is the number one complaint I have with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3 film. I hate it with a passion. I thought, like, people can complain about, Tobey Maguire being too old or this, that, and the other. They can complain about these superficial things, but no other superhero movie accurately portrayed the original origin, as closely to the source material as the first Spider-Man film. I mean, they got him as a wrestler, looking for money, all the things that the character actually looked for. He wasn't trying to just, be noble in the beginning. Hell, in the first issue of Spider-Man, he goes to the Fantastic Four. He needs money. He fights them. They tell him it's not a paying job. All the money they make are for scientific endeavors, and he leaves. And then I think it's either the first or the second issue, he gets a check from the wrestling promoter, but it's written to Spider-Man and he can't cash it, so he's broke again. But the Sam Raimi movies show that Aunt May has financial woes. Peter has these desires. He needs money. He's a broke kid from Queens. Like, all those elements are there. But I do agree that the Sandman stuff was stupid. It was a shoehorned in thing to make a personal connection to the character. Homecoming did it better, where the Vulture was Liz Allen's dad or whatever. Like, I may not like all the things they've changed in Homecoming, but that's one thing I think they do better than Spider-Man 3. A lot of things better than Spider-Man 3. Well, Dion, we were in Chicago and Spider-Man 3 came on, and we just laughed at it.
Yep. Goddamn right we did.
So, Heroic Avenger, I may sit and praise Spider-Man 1 and 2, but I'm not above admitting when something is bad. And Spider-Man 3, no, it's an embarrassment. To me, it's like is it the first disappointment I felt as a Spider-Man fan? Yeah. Because there were some bad games, here and there, but overall, it had been a pretty awesome run as a Spider-Man fan as a kid. And then that happened when I was 18. I was like, boom.
And Topher Grace.
Yeah, and Topher Grace, bro.
Oh, God.
Topher Grace. Let's see. TLJ Screwjob says, and Peter loses his job for being late so much. Yeah, I do love that. Always late, Mr. Aziz. I need this job. You're a nice guy, but you're just not dependable. You're fired. I love in part 2 though when J. Jonah Jameson fires him and then unfires him instantly.
Oh, dude, I love J. Jonah Jameson when he's played by that guy. He's fucking iconic in that role. I swear,
he is great. J.K. Simmons.
I just want J.K. Simmons to be that guy on a show for like 10 seasons. Can we just have that?
I love that. To make that happen.
And he's an M&M. I mean,
it
doesn't get any better. He's an M&M. Yeah, he's the peanut M&M, the best kind.
He's also in Burn After Reading.
He is.
What
did we learn?
Nothing.
I have no idea. Okay. Well, let's just not do it again.
Okay. TLJ Screwjob, I love that element. Peter Parker's always supposed to be beaten down. They just don't get that. Pie Sniper gave a $1 with no message. Thank you very much, Pie Sniper. We appreciate that. McKinney90 says, I sound like a broken record saying it, but what you guys said with Tom Holland's Spider-Man is why I think the best Yuri Lowenthal nailed Peter Parker perfectly in the PS4 game. And I mean best Peter in the past few years. That was the second super chat from McKinney90. I just read those together so I could elaborate. I agree that the guy I like the Spider-Man game a lot. If you make that into the movie, I'm buying it. Like, seriously, 2 tickets. Double. I'll pay double to go see that movie. Dion, I know you'll be there opening day.
Goddamn right I will.
Seriously, that game, I talked about it on Good Morning Pop Culture. I played through it 100%. I would applaud whoever made that game. That was just such... See, I felt vindicated when I played it. I was like, cool. Yeah. Spider-Man. He's the hero. But yeah, that's another thing that some of the MCU movies do, but some of them don't. Like, the hero gets to be the hero. I'm not saying the hero needs to win, but should get to be heroic and not be, berated by some lesser character. I hate when, the characters come off as impotent, and I don't mean in a sexual manner, just straight up like, oh, they can't do it because, something else happens. Demogenai says, if Peter was older, Zendaya's Michelle would be fine. They want so bad not to use MJ, but use her name. The list should be Gwen, Michelle, and MJ. Well, I mean, shit, if you want to throw Liz Allen and Betty Brant in there first, I mean, if you want to go
right.
But no, Demogenai, I agree with your sentiment. There was another. See, Peter Parker lived with, I think, a girl named Michelle in the comics around 2009, 2008, because he was friends with this guy named Vic something. He was like a cop. And I think he was either dirty or he was
Victimone.
Victimone Jr. And then their neighbor was Junior Walker Jr. And down the hall was Sammy Davis Jr. And they would get together and have these parties, dude.
That sounds
Dion
like a great time.
Yeah, it sounds like a great time. Dion, we couldn't even hang with those dudes. Those
Damn.
some bad dudes. But you could have original characters in these movies and just not call them, MJ. Just literally be anything else. Call her Rachel. Rachel Drash. Ugh, God. Oh God. I'm losing my breath because it's so disgusting at the thought.
God. Call her Scruffy McGillicuddy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Scruffy McGillicuddy.
There is a movie called Anus McGillicuddy. We need to watch it. That's not a joke.
Oh God.
So, folks, we're gonna get ready to close this out. Let's read our final INGs because we only did 2 each, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dion, you go first, sir. What do you got for your final one?
Let me pull up my list here. This one, King Conning, the Porn Wars.
Nick?
Bigging, a story of a boy who has elephantitis of the nuts and has to walk around like that.
Bigging.
Kendo?
Ghosting. It's a documentary about guys that Professor loves to women over the messages and just never get a response.
And then finally, I have Judge Dreading, a man who hates jury duty. So I'll save my spicy one for after hours. Seriously, I just don't want to say it publicly.
Damn.
Yeah, I thought of it. I'm like, I can really hurt somebody's feelings. 007 Cloud, thank you very much again. Star Wars Saber fan edit is style over substance. Like Game of Thrones post season 4, they sacrifice plot themes and character for style and subversion.
I completely agree.
You say it better than I can. I'm gonna go with that statement. Kendo and I are feeling the same way. Nick and Dion were sold.
Right. Subvert these nuts.
Scott Eckert, thank you very much. The Thing, a musical about people with lisps, starring Mike Tyson.
I'd watch that.
I want to
Sacrifice everything.
Sacrifice everything, even if it means getting punched in the fucking mouth.
I want to give the award for the best ING gaming to Scott Eckert. Him and this one and the Tinkerbell one were 2 consistent winners, dude. Oh my God, I fucking love it. Real quick before we go, the It trailer. What did we think?
I'm ready.
Amazing.
I can't wait. I did wait, and I'm glad we waited because it looks like they've done a good job. But we will see.
I can't fucking wait, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna see it. So yeah.
When she's talking to the old lady, she goes to get some tea, and then she's standing there, and then scurries off. I was like, "Holy! Is this trailer gonna make me piss my pants?"
I had the same thought, dude. I actually was getting uncomfortable watching it.
Yeah, because that old woman made it really uncomfortable. I was like, "What's going on in this trailer right now?" And then
well, you can tell the whole time it was that damn clown.
God, yeah, they have shown stuff, and I was like, if the trailer's creeping me out, this is good. I hope the movie does the exact same thing, and I hope the movie's good. So, fingers crossed,
dude. I can't wait. We're gonna go see it opening night.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do we want to see it opening night, which is the yes part, but then do we want to try to do we could do a live commentary since we'll all be together?
Yes, we can, because we will all be together.
Well, got a commentary, excuse me. We'll do a live review like we did in the hotel at Star Wars Celebration. Okay, so folks, during Horror Hound weekend, expect that live stream. We could do it. Yeah, we'll definitely do it. We'll either do it live at the show the next morning or, that night.
Depends on what time you get back.
It depends on what time we stop drinking.
Well, there's that too.
Let's just be honest with the listeners. Logan Michael, anti-Funko Pop, says, "Pop gay." Dude, I hate him as much as you do, man. When we meet one day at Texas Frightmare or some show, we will ritually stomp some Funko Pops together. The first round's on me, bro. I will buy us. We'll get an Overwatch Funko Pop and
a Fortnite Funko Pop.
And a Doogie Howser MD Funko Pop.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ, those exist?
No, I like Neil Patrick Harris. What's somebody I don't like?
Blossom.
Well, Funko Pops really don't have noses, though. How is it going to be a Blossom Funko Pop?
Just stomp on the Joey Lawrence one. Whoa.
yeah, Joey Lawrence. Sorry, man, but you got to go. You're Funko Pop.
You suck, Joey.
Yeah.
You suck, Joey.
You're not Joey Tribbiani. He's not real, but fuck you. Anyway, Nick, plug your channel.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I run a channel called Real Independent Productions, Real with 2 E's because Film Pun. Last night, I recorded a commentary for probably the most vile and un-PC movie to ever exist in all of cinema, called Toxic Avenger 4: The Tale of Two Toxies. The movie starts out with the diaper mafia gunning down a retard school. That is the opening scene.
I should not have laughed at that. Just the way you said.
Yeah,
it.
that is the opening scene. Me and my co-host Scotty got real fucking drunk and talked about it for an hour. So go over there, like the page, listen to us. We're gonna have it up tomorrow around noon Eastern Standard Time, US. Enjoy, subscribe, listen to all of our stuff. Buy our
see
stuff.
that movie.
Yeah, we'll have a link for that as well. So yeah, support us, please. We're trying to get up there in the numbers.
Alpha Terranema sent in another super chat that says life forcing. That guy from The Incredibles keeps trying to kill himself after the first try, but everyone thwarts his attempts.
God damn it.
Nice.
Life Force is a great movie.
Isn't that chick naked the whole time?
Yep.
80s.
Yep. full bush too. Full bush too. So.
Oh baby.
Kendo, Nick, do you have anything you want to say? Because life force sounds like a good way to go.
Subscribe to Mindless Entertainment and subscribe to Footballs Deep, where we talk about footballs. We go deep, and remember, just the tip to score.
Oh, dude, I brought that up at dinner tonight with my grandma because I took her out for her 95th birthday, and I was like, I said something, I'm like, oh, what are you? And I just stopped because I was like, you're gonna a joke. He was like, oh,
Grandma, what are you?
Oh,
like,
that'd have been awkward.
Hey, Grandma, Jack and Jill went up.
She would look at me and go, are you okay? No, I'm not okay.
Jeff's having a stroke.
No, that's just it. I'm dead. So, folks, we're going to end the show, as always, by telling you thank you for watching World Class Bullshitters episode 171, I guess is what we're going to call it, right? The fandom menace is strong, as we said. Since May has started, we're up 5,000 subscribers. We want to keep this train a-rolling. So we're going to be pumping out content all the time. We're going to be giving you guys opportunities to get involved on some shows and stuff like that in the future. So keep watching, keep commenting, keep giving us the thumbs up. On the way out, folks, give us a thumbs up. Simple requests from, I won't call myself a simple man. Dude, we should next time Jeremy does that on the High Council, he'll be like, a simple request from Simple Jack. I'm gonna cut in and tell him that right there. It'll make him happy. So, folks, thank you for watching, and as always, go out into the world and be excellent to each other.